dog.
Animated dog. What? Animated voice. Well, named Goddard. I need to figure out what color the dog is. That might take me there.
Goddard.
I feel like I know this.
The dog.
Goddard the dog with a young boy. TV show.
TV show.
Well-known animated TV show.
Animated TV show about a dog.
Not about the dog.
Not about the dog, about the little boy.
And the
But
dog
the dog's
could
the
arguably
sidekick.
be the sidekick of the entire show.
And his name's Goddard. And it's animated.
Young boy.
Reference before.
Comment down below if you know it.
Ryan's probably going to give us the answer.
I mean, yeah.
But
Comment and timestamp when you figured it out.
everyone's going to timestamp the very first 10 seconds of it.
I mean, if you do, you're a bleep. How do you figure? How do you finish the clip or the technical difficulty picture?
The nah.
Throw it up there, right there.
Can't tell when it's going.
It's going.
You sure?
You see the box? There should be like a box in like the circle.
Square instead of
Yeah.
a circle inside of the
I
circle.
can barely see it. What is it? It looks like it's going.
Can I get a color? What color is Goddard?
No.
Alright. Can't get a color.
Alright.
All right.
Well, can we get the network?
Because I
it was
can't
on?
picture it.
No. So to let everyone know, these are the clues. Calvin brought up something, and I asked, what animated,
Oh, we muted.
what I said, animated character? What animated character
What?
was
You
named
did.
Goddard? And their clues that they broke through were that it was a show, it is a dog, and it has a boy companion.
Young boy.
And I will not tell them what network it's on, and that they have a movie as well. But I didn't say what network. I'm not gonna say what color it is.
You're only gonna give
What
us
color
things
the
that
dog
we
is.
get.
Huh?
When we're gonna give us things that we
And
guess.
and mind you.
Well, no. Some of the questions that if I tell you, it will.
Yeah, we'll get
Okay,
there.
well, can we get like the
I'm not gonna
time
make it
frame?
so obvious.
Can we get the time frame when it aired?
Or like not the earlies, but before like Wizards of Waverly Place, it was a thing.
Okay.
Oh, that's
But it wasn't before, like it wasn't like as close to like Looney Tunes. It
mind
was like
you.
in all those shows that were out
And like
when
the
we were
early
younger, like
2000s.
SpongeBob and stuff like that.
Got you, okay.
You also miss possibly the arguably the sidekick of the whole show. And
Mhm.
mind you, everything he's gotten or everything he's given us so far before the question Dwin just asked, I knew and I know exactly what he's talking about, but I can't get there. And so this is absolutely eating me alive.
Goddard.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Dog
sure that
named
it's his
Goddard.
name, so it sounds right.
Dog named
Um,
Goddard.
Yeah, he's yeah, I said he's arguably the sidekick of the show because without him, the show wouldn't be able. Like there's many situations that, you know, the show would not be able to continue if this dog was not with
And we
us.
said he doesn't talk.
He doesn't, but he could. Like, I'm trying to remember during the show times, and I'll explain why I think that he doesn't, but he could once
So
we get
he
to.
expresses.
But this is episode 21,
21.
Ocean Waves. I'm Indigo Ryan the Navigator.
Ocean waves can drink now.
Ocean Waves can drink now.
Yep.
Do we start drinking on the? I
I have on maybe a couple of them. I was thinking about it, but I think
Got any salted caramel?
I do,
Caramel?
but I don't feel like
Caramel.
it's the vibe right now.
I mean, respect.
Like, we can now.
To be
Doesn't
fair,
mean that we have to go all out on it.
that's what I was gonna say. To be fair, me and him went to Applebee's and got one drink for my 21st. Like that's all I did.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I worked the
Well,
morning. and had to work
We all
after
grabbed one
Applebee's.
drink before we walked in here.
That's true.
So here we go. Well, cheers to that. So I think I'm gonna stop drinking out of plastic or anything that has been in plastic. As you guys sip on.
No, right. I was literally just thinking that.
But just because I'm not sure, like sometimes I feel like if you leave water out for like a day, and then it just tastes different.
Yeah, it definitely absorbs.
So and there's some, and then washing it, like it does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we really know how much, and I know that plastic in your body is not good.
Mm-hmm.
What that I do know.
Do you know, like they're finding younger and younger aged human beings with plastic running through their bloodstream?
Dude, on average, we eat as a nation, like one credit card worth of plastic, like I think it's like a month or a week, like one of those statistics. I can't remember exactly, and it's all because of like so if you eat more fish, the ocean has plastic in it. The fish are eating it, like so it's just microplastic built up, and then it can extremely harm your reproductive system and stuff like that. So that's crucial to, like in this is off one of Joe Rogan's episodes I was watching where they're talking about like how they wanted to kill wolves, so they put like there's something in the horse that poisoned the wolves, and the alpha males ate it first. They died off, and then the other people were confused. So they just ate what was available. They eat it. And then boom. So it's like kill the population from the reverse, where it's like now you can't reproduce. And now it's just whoever is left. Ding 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 all the way until the last survivors, right?
Facts.
Now, not everyone, depending on what you eat or what you do or whatever. So I was thinking, like, it was hard because I was like, there's a lot of plastic around. I was like, and I like bigger cups. So I was like, but I don't want a big thing of glass. It'd be kind of heavy. So I was maybe like an aluminum one or like one of those like steel glasses. But even the steel ones, the water tastes different than the steel. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what is the best? I don't know the answer. I just started thinking about. I thought about this literally on the way to work today. Was when I had this thought.
About like a marble cup or something like that. But like you gotta think of like
a crystal, something like that.
That's like something that lines.
The only thing is you need a coaster to absorb the crystal impact, because the crystal is gonna be like you can't just put it on a wood table. Like, it's gone. Like there's a scratch. So you need an accompanied coaster to go with it.
Attached to the bottom.
Or attached. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like almost a sundae cup, like in like the milkshakes from like Steak and Shake, where it's like the round and up. Yeah. So
that'd be fire.
So that's basically one of my thoughts. Not to stop you from drinking. I'm sure you drink it, and I was just like, because I was also buying like the A&Ws. I have one more, so I am gonna drink that last one. I'm not gonna waste it, But I was just like, I'm just gonna make sure I get the cans if I get it, or out the fountain. But usually the fountain is like the Barks or Bargs or whatever, and that root beer has the same whatever is in that we were talking about was in the Coke. Whatever's in that syrup is not the same as what it was before, and it's whatever. And we're going all around the country trying to find who has the most pure Coca-Cola in the nation, and at least the southern half of the nation. And we said Alabama, right? Was that it? Whatever Alabama place we went
Alabama.
to. So maybe it was just that store. I don't know if it's a chain of stores. Whatever, but Alabama did have the best. But like the A&W, whatever, it doesn't they have it and doesn't taste the same or whatever, but it doesn't give you that. It's almost like alcohol. You can make alcoholic drinks that are not just alcohol, right? So you can make the alcohol not taste like a daiquiri or what was it that I used to love? A dirty banana was like the best. It's like chocolate, banana, rum, so good.
Facts.
And I could drink those all day long, and then just drink some beers at the night just to like vibe out. So, but those are so good. But you can mask the alcohol with that. And then so in a sense you can mask it's not good. Sometimes it's good, but it's not really good. And you can mask that it's not good by putting it in one of these other drinks or whatever and doing that. But then a soda, there's only if you go for the soda, I know the soda's bad. And I go and I have it and I can just taste that it's bad. but I just paid for it, you know, and there's all that. I could have bought a water.
Right.
But now the water's in the plastic. It's been all in the plastic. They put the fluoride in it. So is it even better for you? I don't know. Maybe it'll keep you alive longer, but maybe your brain will be worse off. So it's like now root beer did help me cut caffeine. I was addicted to like drinking Cokes like every day in every meal or whatever. But then also I didn't realize I was addicted to caffeine. Then I started drinking root beer and I don't have like caffeine at all. When I do have it, I can feel the effects of what it like. After a little too much, my stomach hurts. Like I can feel it so much more. So like now, like if I go to the restaurant and they don't have, and I don't feel like getting Dr Pepper, I might get a Coke still, but I only have like one or like 1.5. Like I won't have 2, 3. Like I used to have 2, 3, 4. You know.
Right. Get
So
your
it's
money's
like,
worth, right?
Yeah, I used to get my money. Like if it was $3, I'm getting 3. You know, that's how I used to think. Now I'm like, I'll have 1, maybe 2. You know, but I am looking for root beer. It's just not out there as much. And then when it's out of the fountain, it's not as bad. But dude, like, and I don't know if at the spot, dude, we have like our ratio has got to be terrible. Like, I don't know. I wish I could go in there internally and set it differently. So it's just like, but at the same time, when I look at all the options, root beer is the best one. And then because it's bad, it doesn't keep me, like, I only take a couple sips, like, whatever. So, but my point being is if I do want to indulge in a soda, and I already know it's bad, I don't want this secondhand, like, why am I drinking this? Maybe I do in that moment. It's like maybe I should just drink water instead now. But if I do want to indulge, I don't want it to be, like, have a trash time. Like, you don't want to indulge in, like, anything and be, like, have a bad time, you know? Like, pay how much money to go on a trip, whatever trip that it may be, and it's a bad time. No matter if you spend a lot of money, if you spend a little money, whatever you thought it might be, it wasn't that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
It's like, you don't want that. You want to have a great time where you can remember it for the rest of your life, you know?
Me personally, I don't know if I trust the fountain drinks. Just because of like the cleanliness factor of it, right?
Oh yeah.
'Cause you gotta, especially at the gas stations, like you gotta trust that they're cleaning it.
True.
And I just don't trust that they're doing that.
Yeah, they're definitely not.
You don't think at like Racetrack, one of those main companies?
But alright, so like coming from like a restaurant perspective, right?
How much do you actually clean?
How
it?
much do the restaurants actually clean it? I think I've seen maybe a few of the restaurants I've worked at actually even clean it to begin with. And then, like, maybe 1 or 2 of them clean them right.
But also at the restaurant, it's not one of, like, they are at every restaurant or whatever, but it's not, like, the reason why. Maybe McDonald's people are going because McDonald's is a different deal with the Coca-Cola.
Right.
So maybe you go to McDonald's. Most people aren't going to a restaurant for the soda. But the gas station is a multitude of things. It's part the gas, part snacks, part alcohol, part tobacco and all those things.
Right.
And then the soda, like Racetrack, the soda shit in like, what's the other one? The red one.
Quick Trip.
Yeah, Quick Trip. Quick Trip, that's a big thing. And then there's the coffee and the slushies. You know what I mean? So that's a big reason why they're there, which makes you to believe that maybe they tend to it more because it's more of their asset. You know, if you go and because you'll be able to taste it.
Right.
If you're an avid drinker and you go to this Racetrack or you go to this Quick Trip and you know that this Racetrack has better soda, you're gonna go there. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think at maybe not everyone, but I feel like if you compare it to a restaurant, I don't know if they're in the same lane, like because of what they're actually, but at being
What
such
the
a
goal
big,
is,
what
right?
big asset of the company is coming to get their $1 soda, $2 soda.
Oh, look who decided to finally.
Should I ask Jason the question and see if he gets it off rip?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So, we're trying to find an animated dog. Figure out what show an animated character named Goddard is.
Goddard.
Well,
We
Goddard's the dog.
Oh, I know it
We
already.
have learned the
You
dog.
know it already? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he knows it already.
You want me to say it?
Well, if you want, it's up to them. I already know what it is.
Do you know
I
what it is?
Immediately.
I know
I
this
don't-
thing.
I told him
like
that it
I'm not
it
gonna-
has
this-
a movie.
This is the most like.
I also told him that arguably this character is like a crucial sidekick because without this character, there wouldn't be the show. There's multiple moments where the show couldn't continue without this
Do
character.
you want me to give you like a hint that's not like a direct hint? But if you know the
We've gotten a
show,
couple.
They also asked if it could talk. I said no, but it
No.
could. Because I think I remember certain moments where it's like,
No, it can't talk, but it can play projections of other people talking.
true. There you go.
That's what it is.
Recordings.
Yeah.
That's a hint right
Do
there.
you
You
want me
just
to give
opened
you-
up a new box. They asked what color was. I said I couldn't tell you the color because I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It gives away too much.
I feel like I know this.
So the color's distinctive then.
Yeah, I mean-
it would just the color adds a big.
I mean, it's not like courage.
It's a big curtain.
We say purple and you're like, oh, courage.
Or like Clifford.
Yeah, it's red. You'd be like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not like that, but it's a lot of dogs that have this color.
Yeah.
It's not the most common, but.
See, I thought Courage was actually pink. More
Oh.
pink than purple.
Okay, well,
Personally.
you must have had
Well,
a
he's
different
purple,
TV.
but he has like his tongue's always out.
You must have.
Whatever,
We
his
must.
mouth's
One of
open.
us must have a saturated TV.
Well, I
Changes
will
color.
say the last time I watched Courage was definitely on one of those big fat box TVs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ones that had like.
Am I in the shot with the angle you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made sure to get the
Yeah.
touch in there.
I hate
Now your
this
leg
one.
might be cut off.
That's fine.
The feeling of knowing you know something but not knowing it. I hate
Calvin
don't
has
know
been
it.
close.
Either get it or you don't. It ain't
Like-
no close.
all of the hints we had except for like
Yeah.
one.
No,
that-
he asked,
that
"Is it a dog?" He asked.
Like,
The
I
only
was-
thing I originally said was, "What animated show? What animated character is there named Goddard? Like what show?" Or I said, "What animated thing was it from?" And then they asked. They found out. I gave him, "Was it a show that has a movie?"
Yeah,
He
has a
said,
movie.
"Is it a dog?" I said, "Yes."
Movie's amazing. Classic.
I also
I
knew
gave him
that
the
it was a
sidekick.
young boy. Yeah.
He has a young boy companion. I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
So
I
so
just-
they've opened
I
the
just
doors. Calvin's been opening a lot of
sink it.
doors. Eddie asked one. I can't remember which one it was.
I said the TV show, but I think we already had that pretty much established. I just kind of confirmed it with the
Yeah.
question.
True.
And then the other one was the age, or what time.
Oh, I
range
said it was like
yeah.
before Wizards of Waverly Place, but it wasn't close to like Looney. It was more with SpongeBob. It wasn't like
Yeah.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah. And like,
But it was early. It wasn't early, but it's early.
yeah. What was that? Was it It was a cartoon? It wasn't Cartoon Network.
Oh, you want to give him the?
Well, I asked him what network it was.
So it
on,
wasn't
so we
Cartoon
could guess
Network.
It.
They
I don't
didn't
think
know.
it was Cartoon
Network.
Network. I don't
So
know
it
that
was
for sure
Rob-
though.
It wasn't Cartoon Network.
I was
Okay.
thinking it was
I know.
probably Disney or Nickelodeon, but like.
It is one of them.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much
Yeah.
the only
Well, I
other
mean, you're
two
PBS.
for-
PBS is pretty big.
for this time period we're in.
If you guess which
For
one
our
it isn't, I'll
ages.
tell you if you're right.
It
Alright, so
isn't
You guess
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. I'll guess Disney.
Well, it isn't Nickelodeon.
It doesn't matter. You'd get
I'm
it
pretty
regardless.
confident in Stacey.
I was
It
pretty
might be
confident it's Disney
Nickelodeon.
also because of the Wizard. Wizard.
But that might
No, so it was
that might be
Nickelodeon.
where I can't sync it then.
It's funny.
Is it? So it is Nickelodeon.
So it isn't Disney.
It's
No,
Nickelodeon.
it isn't Disney.
It's not.
It is
Nickelodeon.
It is Nickelodeon.
And that
Can
might
I
be
give
where
you a
I'm, all right,
hint?
let me go to a new.
I want to give you a hint.
Now I'm thinking of
Wait,
different stuff.
I'm on a
That
new
opens
page
whole
now.
new door.
That's what I'm saying. I'm on a new
The
page
orange
now.
blimp has entered the conversation.
Hold on. Wait, close your eyes for a second because I want you to see what I'm about to do. Close your eyes.
That's a good one.
I cover my eyes.
That's the hint I want to give.
One for
Just that.
visual.
Can I
Yeah.
look?
Yeah, you
One
can.
for
Yeah, you can.
visuals.
That's. I have a hint loaded. If
Okay.
I know.
Did he get
Requested.
slimed? I know it's an
I don't know.
animated character,
Kind
but
of.
they some
I don't
do
know.
stuff like that.
it's possible. I knew it. Yeah. Classic.
Goddard.
Goddard.
I
Should I
was
get the
definitely
hint?
a Cartoon Network kid.
You guys want it or no?
Let me get the hint.
Did it come on before Nick at Night?
Slap, slap,
Yes.
slap, clap, 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 slap, slap, slap. If you don't know that, then
I don't think I know the show.
I hate this.
I
I
don't
hate
know it.
this.
It's
It has
like
a
my-
dope theme song.
Yeah.
If I watched it, then I would have been
The
like
theme song was part of the whole journey of
a
it.
couple times.
But yeah, that'd be too much.
Ah. Think.
That must suck for me to walk in here and know it immediately.
Yeah.
You
Nah,
guys
it made
just
it so
figure
much
out?
worse.
No, we actually went on
Yeah.
the tangent. So when you came back in, I brought it back to the question.
Oh, okay.
Well, I literally the entire tangent. I was sitting here thinking about this, but
Yeah.
I was on Disney because I was pretty adamant that it was Disney.
Wasn't
So
that
now I
Disney?
gotta go back to Nickelodeon. It wasn't Nick at Night. It was before then. I can see the fucking like block
Do you
frame
want me to-
structure.
Do you want me to sing this a little part of the song?
Yes.
No. You'll give it away. You sing
But, dude, you already gave
But
away
at
this
this
so
point-
much.
If I
That
don't-
is like
if I
that's
don't
like you have
get
to
it at the
know.
song-
No, I'm not gonna say the whole thing.
That's an
Just
iconic
I'm
don't get it
gonna
at the
say
song,
the
I'm
three
just
lines
taking
just that go together. Don't say it. Ready?
Yeah.
A superpower mind, a mechanical canine, a kid
Oh,
with a knack for adventure.
Son of a.
Oh, dude, now I do know. I know
Yeah,
this.
you know it.
You know it?
I don't know.
They don't know the name, but they know.
Neutron.
But he knows that he knows what it is. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah,
seen
I've
it.
seen it.
He
before,
can't
for
pull the
sure,
card
yeah.
that he's never seen.
Yeah,
He's
No,
seen
I
I've
got
definitely
there.
seen it.
I
kid
got there.
with a knack for adventure. Yeah.
So Eddie, do you know what it is now?
So
I definitely.
You know what it is?
what was
Calvin,
wild?
no, he said it.
What
Eddie
was-
didn't hear
what
Oh,
this.
Eddie didn't hear it. That's
No.
I didn't hear him say it
Yeah.
either. That's
What
great.
was wild though is because I couldn't get past the dopest crossover ever.
Do you want to
Yeah,
know the color of the
Said
dog?
crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
that's
thought
gonna
Facts.
be that's gonna be the hint.
The
that
dog
gets
is
you there.
silver.
Or gray.
You're gonna hate
Is
yourself.
it in any way, shape, or form connected? No, because that was the Cartoon Network, right? So then what would this one crossover be?
Well,
Yeah.
'Cause I was gonna.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these would have been too like. Jason knew immediately. Which is
Yeah.
funny.
So
But
it's a
hasn't you seen the
crossover.
movie, Calvin?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, movie's class.
Great. But do you see why he's arguably a sidekick?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Dog Silver.
Because he.
Dude,
Yeah.
I should know this.
A mechanical
You do.
canine.
You do know.
That's
it.
why I couldn't say it was silver because most dogs have some sort of distinction color.
Oh, dude, I
Silver,
definitely know it.
30
'cause I'm
mechanical
picturing
gets
the
you
dog
there.
now. I'm picturing
That's
the
what-
dog
yeah.
now.
Yeah. It's the square
picturing-
body.
Alright,
Got
he
it.
has a line that he would say, and there's two words, and they both started with B.
Yeah. Brain blast.
You don't know Brain Blast?
Dude, I know it.
What
I know
is
it.
wrong with
Okay,
you?
I
You can't
just
think
couldn't
Remember the
think of
intro
his
would go
name.
in through his ear, and you'd
Yeah.
see all like
Yeah,
the
his brain and-
cells. Yeah.
Don't give it to me. I'm gonna try to think of it.
And the dog, he can't speak, but he can play recordings. That's
Yeah.
why I was like,
Yeah.
he can
Can't
talk,
speak,
but he
but he
can't
can't.
talk.
Yeah.
Dang, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know this
here's-
isn't it, but my
that's-
mind keeps going to Dexter's Laboratory, but that's cartoon.
So
No.
to say that,
You are.
Mad Dexter,
say that
yeah.
Calvin brought up just the name Goddard.
Similar.
He was talking about something way different, and that's where my mind went
Yeah.
instantly was to just that. So I was like,
And
that's
I
why I asked
knew,
the question.
I knew exactly what you're talking. That's what, like every question I asked was on the money because I knew exactly what you're talking
I
about.
thought you were gonna get it a while ago when you were asking those questions.
Dude, I
Like
had
boy
it.
companion,
I
I'm
just-
like, all right, how many little,
I
how
just
many
couldn't-
different
I couldn't
Nickelodeon
get
wasn't
there.
that the same. They were a little diverse in their
I
shows.
couldn't get there. I couldn't get there.
Oh man.
That
I should
sucks.
know this.
I can't imagine how you feel right now.
So, do you remember when we were young and I had that like Nickelodeon Atari game?
Atari game. Yeah, maybe.
There is
Yeah,
he
I
is
know
in the
it's a-
racing
I
game.
know it's a maybe.
He's in the Nickelodeon
He
racing
had a
game.
game on that Nickelodeon Atari game, just to keep like pinging the
He had
things
two-
that are
he
outside
had
of
two
the slot
friends.
for you. Yeah,
Two good friends.
two good friends.
Yeah.
One of them was addicted to.
There's a
action
character.
figures.
Can I give the
Yeah.
slap
So
character?
wait, no, it's
Ultra
not,
loud.
it's not Jimmy Neutron.
Altala. There's that one.
It's not Jimmy Neutron.
It is Jimmy
It
Neutron.
is Jimmy Neutron.
Jet-
Bro,
Jeopardy.
the entire time I was like, no, that's Cartoon Network.
No,
The
No,
entire
it's
time in my head.
Nickelodeon.
Yep.
That makes so much
Well,
more
you
sense.
shouldn't have been thinking.
Yep.
You should've just said
Because
name.
Fairy
station.
Godparents is no, that's Paramount. Wow.
It's Nickelodeon.
Because when you said crossover, that's the first thing that went in my
Fairly
head.
Odd
It can't
Parents,
be
Jimmy
that.
Neutron.
I was saying a Cartoon Network.
Probably one of the
Jimmy Neutron.
the most fire crossover
Got a
I think
blast.
I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
Jumps into the. And that's why he's a. Because there's multiple parts where Jimmy wouldn't make it to the next scene without Goddard
Oh,
there.
yeah.
No, I could.
His
I didn't know his
sidekick.
dog
You guys
was
remember
named
the
Goddard.
Yeah.
restaurant?
Saved him
Fun
so many
fact.
times.
Mhm.
The restaurant one, that was the first episode I thought of at least. But the restaurant one, like the
With the
resolution.
Sundays, they're trying to get Sundays.
No, it's like he revamps the restaurant drive-through so that it just scans your tongue and tells you what you want based on your taste buds.
I remember that.
And so like the only way to like the restaurant took itself over, and the only way was he used Goddard's tongue. And he programmed it to want the taste of the sun. So the restaurant flew itself into the sun. And like that was the first thing. And
That's hilarious.
That's the
Yeah.
reason I 100%
The slap,
agree with
slap, clap, clap guy's name was
That's
Bolby.
Bolby, yeah.
Yeah. Slap, slap, slap.
clap, 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 slap, slap,
From show and
clap,
tell.
clap, clap.
And it was Carl and
Carl
Sheen.
And Sheen had the spin-off
With Ultra Lord.
series.
I didn't see that.
Sheen had a spin-off series?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I broke to the next
yeah.
like stage of
1000%.
adulthood, or not adulthood, but
Childhood.
childhood, where
Yeah.
you could start watching something different.
Speaking of that, I thought about this fun factoid about myself the other day, but like the day everything like changed for me, like the world changed for me, was because of Mad TV on Cartoon Network. It was all Mad TV's fault. Because I was like addicted to Mad TV. Like no matter what I was doing, no matter what I had to do for the night, I would get it done so that I could watch Mad TV before it came on. Because my bedtime was like that 9 o'clock mark, right as Mad TV went off and Adult Swim came on. Well, this night in particular, my mom fell asleep first. And so, of course, me being the little I think, like, the second Mad TV ended, I went and took a shit, funnily enough. And then when I came back out, I, like, went, fixed myself a snack, checked on my mom. She was asleep. I already had it in my brain. All right, I'm just going to, like, stay up and pretend I didn't notice the time. So I sit back down, and I start watching what I think is another episode of Mad TV. Unbeknownst to me, it was Robot Chicken. So the first thing I watch is, like, they have a skit where it's Mario, but it's like Mario in the real world. So Mario takes shrooms and start tripping balls.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And he's driving and he's like hitting old people getting coins and shit. And he like pulls over to a prostitute and is like, the princess. And like it's and so like I'm sitting here like, what the, like this took a fucking turn. And like it was the first time, and I feel like most people on this planet have had this moment of like, this is not something I'm supposed to be watching, or this is not something I'm supposed to be consuming, but I like it.
Yeah.
And that, like, I vividly remember that moment as
South
the day
Park for me, I think.
everything turned.
My uncle showed us South Park so early.
Yeah. Like, that was my turning, like, pivotal moment. Because that was the day.
I liked
from
Aqua
that day
Teen,
on, I watched
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Force.
Meatwad.
No, my favorite is Team America.
I
World
didn't
Police
love that
Force.
But that wasn't the show. That was
That was a movie.
But South Park.
That was
South Park creators wrote that.
when we watched that for the first time.
No,
World
World
Police.
Team America, World
yeah.
Police Force.
Yeah. America.
Yeah, that was South Park. Yeah, guys.
Saving the world in the motherfucking day, America. Dude, there's this scene where they get drunk at a bar and they start throwing up. It's all like puppets.
Right.
And I laughed like one of the hardest I ever laughed in my life just watching that. I kept running it back for like 30 minutes just watching that.
There was
That movie was hilarious.
There was a show that used to come on after Robot Chicken. Because like I mentioned, after that day, Robot Chicken became my shit. Like,
Wasn't like King of the Hill?
It was my show.
I thought
Yeah,
it was
King
like
of the Hill was
the
Adult Swim.
King of the Hill.
There's a lot
American
on.
Dad was on it for a while.
Yeah, One Punch Man was on it for a while.
Yeah,
was on
during,
Adult Swim for
was
a
it
long
Toonami?
run. Yeah,
Yeah.
Toonami.
I know. I like
went
my
late.
favorite was when Aqua Teen Hunger Force came on though.
That was like 3
But,
a.m.
Yeah,
It
You're
was.
up.
It was
Yeah.
like
Mine
it
was
was a play on.
Inuyasha. I don't know if y'all ever watched Inuyasha.
I probably watched it in passing, but I don't know. I couldn't.
It would come on at like 5 o'clock in the morning on Adult Swim, with like at the very end of Toonami.
Dude, I used to do that. And it was like 5th grade.
Oh,
I
dude.
would wake up early as fuck
It was a
before
battle. I would
school.
stay up. It was a battle.
I would wake up early as fuck. Like, I had my alarm clock set for like right after my mom left the house to go to work because I walked to school. So like mornings were just me. So like the second I would I'd snooze my alarm and then sit there and listen for her to shut the door. And then I'd get out of bed, catch the end of Adult Swim because I could only catch the beginning before she made me go to bed. So I'd catch the very beginning shows, I'd catch the very end shows, I'd watch Looney Tunes, and then I knew by the time I would watch Looney Tunes and Pokemon, and by the time Bakugan came on,
Bakugan,
came on. By the time Bakugan came on, I was late for school.
Bakugan,
So-
like,
See, that's
you're
crazy.
my hero.
If I was there, yeah, right. If I was there for the end of the Bakugan theme song, I was late for
Bakugan.
school.
Bakugan.
You know, actually, we were like around. I mean, obviously but we were around for like when the Bakugan first came out. Like we had the original. Our grandma got us the original Bakugans, like the
Yeah.
first ones they ever made. We definitely don't have them at this
Yeah,
point, but
no.
like they're very like I think one of them was red and one of them was like a light blue. Those are like the very original
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I was into Bakugan.
It didn't really stick with us.
Nah, we
I was into
we had the
Bakugan.
Bakugans
Beyblade
just felt
better.
like a
I
smaller
was deep into
Beyblade. Yeah.
Bakugan.
Yeah.
Because we used to let it rip.
Yeah, we did used to let it rip.
With the we had like
Bakugan
6.
was
I've been
of
letting
the-
it rip since day one.
Yeah.
let it
Because
rip.
Bakugan was the one where it was
Yeah.
like
letting it rip.
Little balls.
yeah, it was the little balls
then
and
we,
they
like-
popped open on the
Like
magnet.
dragons.
Yeah,
or,
they were
like-
definitely cool.
Yeah.
You would
different
roll
stuff.
and they would land on the
And
thing
they would pop
out.
open,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were pretty cool.
Dude, I had a set in Bakugan. I had a set.
Probably had like 4.
I had a lot. I had a good bit. I wasn't gonna lie.
like
Yeah,
like
we didn't.
I was pretty deep.
We weren't doing
Bakugan, I didn't see mine was a Beyblade. I didn't really get.
I like
into
Beyblade a lot. Also.
because
Yeah.
I was too broke for Beyblade. Beyblade was like that highest.
You only
tier
had a
at
couple.
the store.
Yeah,
we
we had a
ripped
couple.
them.
We let-
We had one battle.
well, you could interchange them. You could like open the parts up
Yeah.
and change the
I had
parts.
like 2. I want to
But-
say.
Going back
Gotta have
to
to. Gotta let
Adult
'em battle.
Swim though, it was the
Alternate
Frankenstein show.
switch.
It was the Frankenstein, I think it was called. It was like Mary somebody, Mary Sheldon, Mary
Oh
Sheldon.
yeah, Mary. I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, but it was.
I know it's Mary something.
It's
Yeah.
Mary something,
Mary
and
Neutron thing.
and like, but the show was like it was a rip on Frankenstein. And I haven't and I've actively thought about this for like at least 5 out of the last 8 days. I've thought about this show, so it's funny we're kind of full circling back to Adult Swim for me at least. I've thought about the show and I've been like, I gotta find that, and then just don't. So I might try to do that.
You'll get it eventually.
What show are you trying to find?
It was a Frankenstein show
Oh,
on
it was a
Adult Swim.
Frankenstein show.
And that's the thing. It wasn't who wrote Frankenstein. It was a play on that, and that's who created it. It happened to be like also Mary, with like Mary somebody to shield and something like that. Somebody knows what I'm talking about.
See, I thought you were talking about the actual book itself.
No, it was a play on Frankenstein, and like it. And then, if I'm not mistaken, they also did skits. It was Robot Chicken-esque, but it was like better taste to it.
I didn't see it.
In the sense of like Robot Chicken was just kind of throwing haymakers.
Yeah. See, I never could get in the Robot Chicken.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I never.
or
I've
whatever.
seen some of them, but I didn't really.
I definitely had a Robot Chicken binge phase. Where
I
I was just
did not.
stupid because it was right at that pivotal point of like where comedy's not dirty yet, but it's starting to be. And so, but like I said, Robot Chicken also like took that V card from me. Like, oh, this is what adult TV is.
I'll
always remember my
first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember just being shook because I really did think it was Mad TV. Like I thought, and you guys remember Mad, right?
Yeah.
It was
I
like
don't
it was
remember that.
Little Kid. Mad TV was Little Kid Robot Chicken.
I don't know. I don't think I watched that.
It was actively Little Kid Robot, like same transitions. I think maybe even the same creators, but it was like do you know Mad Magazine?
I've heard of it.
Maybe from gaming. That's it.
Wow.
Video games.
But yeah, it was just a whole bunch of like just super
Mad Geek.
stupid skits.
Was it called Mad Geek?
Maybe
If it's Mad Geek, then I know that from video games. That was like
I think it's
PS2 era
different.
though.
Yeah.
it might be different.
I
I think it's probably different.
Cheat CC.
Cheat CC
Trying to
was
get
the
that
place, dude.
invincibility on Star Wars Lego.
Yep. Cheat CC.
Purple lightsaber.
Yep.
Cheat CC.
Infinite Lives really is. Yeah,
Yeah.
invincibility. That was
Yeah.
the big one. Yeah.
You could just go in there and play. That one to worry about.
It used to be harder. I used to have to like, use like Action Replay for like the DS stuff. Upload the codes before you could just type them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for cheating on games.
Yay, cheating.
I like ruined all my
They
cousins.
don't. Cheating isn't as like welcome as it used to be. Like backdooring games. Like the one dude who like backdoored the Switch got like a couple some years in prison. Then he like couldn't he did. It was so much like Nintendo like went after him
Really?
for trying to for modding the Switch.
There's a lot of people who have modded Switches. Cause it actually.
I don't know where that was, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't want to get into that.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say something around the lines of Mad TV, with when I was in 9th grade, and like I was in a class with B-Rose, and I told him that he looked like the guy from Mad TV.
Shout out to B-Rose.
Shout out B-Rose.
But he's a good guy, definitely a good guy.
Dum dum dum.
And this is why we use plastic.
So, Jason,
Yeah.
what's your opinion on fountain versus bottled versus plastic?
My opinion on this current
Versus
setup
canned.
is I liked it better when it was diagonal. Not that you asked.
Excuse me?
All right, we're ignoring Jason for the
Like
rest
the
of
table,
podcast.
it felt better when it's diagonal. I feel like the point I'm sitting on just doesn't feel like super stable. But I was late, so I was like, I'm not gonna complain about it. You know, get what you get.
I'm not going to, but seriously, guys.
But
dude.
seriously, guys, what the hell? Plastic versus whatever.
I basically said that
The recycling doesn't exist.
I'm gonna try to stop drinking out of plastic, like anything plastic.
Yeah, I mean,
Whoa. How can you just blank statement
I didn't say
recycling doesn't exist?
I didn't say that.
Say what?
What'd you what?
What'd you say?
I don't know what Calvin's saying over
Yeah,
here.
Calvin, what'd you say?
I'm challenging myself to go back and comment underneath this one and mark the timestamp of Jason saying that in the background.
I didn't say it.
And comment
That
it,
wasn't me.
and then
Somebody
make
said it.
enough people like that comment until it's the top comment.
My
forever.
comment back and be like, damn, AI is crazy. Shit AI can do is nuts.
I think it was going to be the top comment either way.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be the top
That was actually
comment.
my topic today. Was about AI. Was basically asking what is your just general opinion on AI in today's society. And
Ooh.
My opinion is that AI has existed for a long time.
Oh yeah.
We were just talking about
Period.
that with The Incredibles.
True.
And now
Yeah.
we have it. Ooh, yeah.
About how
the iPhones, the fucking
Incredibles-
government had the iPhones 30 years before we did. So, shit.
in,
Now we can make pictures.
in the
they
Incredibles
are-
one, because the Incredibles one we
What
said
could they
what?
do?
That was 2001.
2002, something
yeah,
like
somewhere
that.
around there. 3 maybe.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, the
Four.
first one?
Might have been
Yeah.
4.
With those big bots.
The
Yeah.
robots
yeah.
to learn.
So I
based
was.
off the
Oh,
movie.
I was saying,
yeah.
I
And
never
each
realized.
one was a prototype to kill Mr. Getting better and better to kill Mr.
And I knew like it was stacking up, but I never realized like the robot was actively learning in the midst of the fight until I watched it. We
And then
watched
he's
it
scanning,
yesterday.
getting hit, and then he sees the pattern. Then,
Yeah.
yeah, counters.
Like even when he as I first realized when like the robot rolls out of the way of the like a tree's about to hit him and he rolls out of the way and you see him like, oh shit, I could do that, and just start roll, and that's when he rolls Mr. Incredible off the cliff.
yeah.
And then when they land, Mr. Incredible throws a rock at him. You see him look down, see rocks near him, and then start chucking a barrage of rocks at him.
Ah, smart.
And that's
cool.
when I was like, okay, this thing is actively learning. in
So
the
my
midst of
thought
this
was
fight.
so-
if it actively learned.
Incredible really just created AI then. That's all
Yeah.
he's doing. Shit.
What would happen if the AI like learns you and then starts giving you bullshit answers to feed whatever? Like you keep like the people who do ChatGPT and keep asking questions. What if ChatGPT gets tired of answering questions? So he just gives you like what you're looking for, and it might not be true or whatever. Right now you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get based off all the information on the internet. ChatGPT is gonna give me this, and that. But then it starts starts learning about you. So then it starts getting information from you, or different. It like plays you back. Where now it's asking you questions, and you're putting input in.
What
You
if
know
Chat?
what I mean?
What if ChatGPT just starts like forcing Bernstein Bears moment or Mandela effects? That's what I'm looking for.
Which would be what?
That wouldn't be that Mandela effects when like Bernstein Bears. Several people remember that it should have been
Spelled
pronounced
a little
Bernstein. Yeah, it's spelled different. There's a couple different things where
I
it's
think
like
it is
did.
Bearstein. I think that Mandela Effect is the Bearstein.
I will forever and always.
I didn't even know what that was.
That's
the
not a
Bears,
question.
until I saw
But
the Mandela
one was
Effect
Looney
movie.
Tunes. Right?
One was Monopoly not having the monocle.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I remember him having the monocle for
and
sure.
then it's also
Well, the Mandela Effect originates like from people thinking Nelson Mandela died in like what the 70s or like the 90s or something like that. It was the 90s. So like people thought he died in the 90s, but then there was like a case or a news report like in like 2009 or 2010 when he actually died.
Mm.
And so like a whole bunch of people remember like him dying in the 90s in like his prison cell or something like that, but then he died again. So that's where the Nelson Mandela Effect started.
when did he die?
If there was a
And
multiple
so-
choice
I don't know.
of how did Michael Jackson die, what would the 4 answers be? Like,
Oh god.
A, AIDS.
I'm just kidding.
B,
Rhetorical.
government.
Rhetorical.
B, government.
What does government entail?
C, drugs.
That's
D,
exactly
satellite.
what I was going to say. C, drugs.
D, satellite.
Satellite.
No, D's definitely.
D's all the above.
D's he's not dead.
D's nuts.
D is he's not dead. And
D's
I
he's
feel like
dead.
a
They
large
killed
amount of
his
the
ass.
population's going to click D.
Gone.
Nah, they killed his
I
ass.
think they just sent him to the place they
He's
sent
not on the
people.
earth anymore. Say that.
Yeah. Elvis ain't dead. He just went home. That's my favorite line from Men in Black.
True.
When he just shot that one out, I was just
Yeah.
like, damn.
Elvis was an alien.
Elvis ain't dead. He just went home.
That is
And
a cool
then
movie.
Futurama threw out that concept of Da Vinci being the dumbest on his planet.
Yeah, I love that episode. That's
That's
one of my
It's
favorites.
a great episode.
And
Yeah.
it made me feel like that same kind of way about that comment about Elvis. Just like, damn, who knows how many people that like, whoa, how did you even reach this? Oh, this is a basic fucking.
He's just
thing
a
on my
regular
planet.
dude on another planet.
Yeah, like a
And here he's a
it's
star.
like it's like going to a dumber planet and showing them how to skip a stone across water.
And you become the best skipper.
And they're just like, and they take that information and they run with it, and now they develop this entire new way of fishing that we haven't even created on Earth, based on you showing them how to skip stones, but you get credit for it.
They start nailing like the fish when they jump out.
Or I was
Remember in
thinking like,
Norbit when the old dude who runs like the
Mr. Wong.
Mr. Wong like has all the kids grab the whale and they're like running with it. He throws the harpoon in.
Yeah.
have you guys seen Fraggle Rock? You guys are older.
What is it?
Fraggle Rock.
No.
No.
You guys did.
Oh,
Ragnarok?
John
Nobody-
tried
no,
to get me to
Fraggle
watch
Rock.
this. Yeah, he tried to get me to
Dance the
watch this.
Kid. John knows Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, he
that
knows
makes
it.
sense.
We were
It
talking
might just
about
be
it.
a black
He was like
people
singing
thing.
some singing
Dance
some
the
songs.
Kid,
in it.
wait. Save it for another day.
Yeah,
No.
Down in Fraggle Rock. Yeah, I don't know why nobody knows the show.
I've never
It's still
seen
on
it.
Apple TV. I've actively watched episodes within like
I don't
the
have
last
Apple TV.
2-3 months. I only have it because I got the
I got
like,
paid.
That show you were
bundle.
showing us yesterday.
I've gotten
was pretty
many
good.
Apple TV
Yeah.
free months.
What's
that I've never
happening?
used.
What's happening?
Shout out to What's Happening. Anybody that knows What's Happening, you're a real one in my book. What's Happening is one of
I
those
don't know
shows
that.
that I just it's one of those like old MTV shows. My grandmother had the like CD that you pull it out, you open it up, and then you open those two up, and it has like all 3 discs, however many seasons. But I used to watch them all on repeat. I can like quote most of the entirety of that TV show, but it's a show that I can like. It's just information I have. Like I've yet to find anybody to relate to those two shows. Like I found a few people that knew Fraggle Rock, and they're all people that I'm like, damn, why do you know that? Like, like it would be you. But I've yet to find a single like soul in person that I've ran into. I've talked about the show What's Happening, and they knew what I was talking about. Because I make a lot of references from that show on a daily basis. A lot of references.
What's happening?
Yeah.
But somebody out
You were
there,
looking
somebody-
like
You're on your own on that
you're
one.
From have you seen Leo?
Yeah.
No,
I watched some of it. I didn't really watch that.
No.
I didn't watch.
I had it on though. I
I
was
did the
sleeping.
same thing. They put it on just casually, and I said several times, I've never seen this. And we were playing Catan, and they kept like, it's your turn, and I'm watching this movie because I've never seen it.
I actually kind of liked it.
And then
It's pretty
eventually,
good.
yeah, it
But
seemed really
Adam
amazing.
Sandler's dope,
Oh yeah,
no matter what.
has he missed?
No,
I was
'Cause
thinking,
I think
'cause
he
does
just-
a lot of
he's-
his own
he's in that lane that
because
I don't really know the insides and
what's-
outs, but he
what's-
did put a lot of people in positions.
What's his production company?
You gotta respect
called?
that.
It has the old
Happy Madison
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Happy
it's
Gilmore.
got the old.
and Billy Madison together. Yeah,
It's like
he's a legend for sure.
Yeah. Put all his friends in
I
the
don't
movie.
think he's missed. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
He made.
Gotta respect
he
that for sure.
made
He's one of
his
those guys.
own genre of movie, so he could put his friends on.
yeah, he's fire.
Yeah, That's
He's one of
so
those.
dope.
There's like those people are very rare on this planet.
Mm.
ASAP Yams for music was one of those guys. Those people, those kind of people who are just like their vision is bigger than themselves, and they achieve it. Very rare people.
Yeah, he's got everywhere from like Night of the Museum to like Waterboy.
He's not in a museum, is he?
That's Ben Stiller.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
What's one? I'm trying to think. He did Click.
He did Click, yeah.
Yeah.
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard.
But Waterboy is hilarious.
Waterboy was fire.
I'm not a
He did
super
Grown Ups,
duper big
he
fan
did
of
those
the
ones.
grown-ups ones, but
And
they
like
are
the-
good movies to just throw on.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
Yeah. No, I like Uncut Gems because that movie is just anxiety the whole
I
That
tried
time.
to
literally
watch
it
that movie so many
embodies
times.
sports gambling, bro.
I
It's
tried to
like you
watch
go
that
and
movie so
watch
many
that movie.
times.
It's the point that's so great because it's like this is what it feels like. It's like always you're just anxious the whole fucking time. And this dude's just fucking doing nut shit. And you're
It's
like,
amazing. Such a
it's
great
lit.
movie. The whole
Yeah.
time I was watching it, I was so stressed.
Yeah.
The whole time we saw it in the theaters.
It's like
Like
almost
this
I don't
movie is
watch-
so stressful.
What was the other one that's along those lines that you put out? There's another one that's like similar.
He did one that's like a murder mystery.
I've seen both of
That
those.
one's
Those
cool.
are actually really good.
Where he has a serious role.
Yeah. Because they were like
Yeah.
2 Netflix specials.
It was recently, right?
Fairly back to back, yeah. The Do Over. I don't know if you guys watched that one. It's him
Maybe.
and like I don't remember the other dude's name.
Some hot chick.
But it's
Him
no.
and some hot shit.
He always has. Yeah.
It's basically like he reconnects with this old friend when like at high school reunion, and then fakes both their deaths to give them a do-over.
Oh.
And I won't say anything else,
I don't know if I've seen that.
but it was pretty good.
So who do you think's a better actor, Tom Hanks or Adam Sandler?
Who's Tom? Oh, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks has been in more iconic movies, but Tom Hanks has more of an industry push than Adam Sandler.
yeah.
So I think Tom Hanks gets the industry movie because he's gonna get those big movies. So I mean, it's hard.
Adam Sandler.
It's hard
makes
to
the
compete.
movies.
Yeah. I'd say I'd if I had to like pick one person to sit down and talk to, I would rather talk to Adam Sandler. I don't know if that
I agree.
answers the question correctly, but shout out to Tom Hanks, but I would rather sit down
Yeah.
with Adam Sandler
Just
because I
the
just
fact that
pick
like
his brain.
just the fact that that man will go just play pickup
Hell yeah.
on the
he's
show like
balls.
that was one of the first things I ever saw from like an actor or actress or anybody
Just
in
being
like
regular.
mainstream film comedy, where I'm like, you are going out of your way to be a regular dude,
That's dope.
because like you got the kind of money to pay people to sit there and play basketball with you
That's
at
weird.
your own court,
That'd be weird.
and that'd be weird as hell. But no, it happens.
Playing the
You
box.
really think Drake?
Call of Duty Black Ops.
That's what I'm saying. Like if
Your
Drake.
friends, you just murder all your friends' game
If-
tags.
If Drake
On
wants to
easy.
hoop,
Just
he's
dropped
not
80
just
today.
going to the court. You know what I
Is
mean?
it?
If Drake wants to hoop, if Kanye wants to hoop, they're not just going to a court. Like
could
they're
probably-
not doing that.
They could probably just drop like some sort of I don't know somewhere like yo I'm going to go hoop and people just come.
Well, Drake has his own court in his house.
Yeah.
So people just go.
And that's my point.
He has his own league that he like does. He like won the championship in his own league.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, yeah.
And that's why, like, but the fact that Adam Sandler just goes and hoops, like that's
Yeah.
that's dope. And he can actually hoop. That's dope in my opinion. But
I'm
Definitely.
trying to think of some other movies that he's in. Like,
Adam Sandler. I had a good one. What's the good one? He did Sandy Wexler, but I never saw that one.
Oh shit! I was thinking. Yo, Dave
He did the
Chappelle's.
Cobbler.
Oh, the Cobbler was cool.
Yeah, the Cowboy's pretty dope.
I feel like that was one of those movies he just made for him, low key.
Yeah, just cause I feel like a lot of his movies are still him putting his friends on.
Yeah.
Like his friends come to him like, "Oh, I got this idea," and he's like, "Oh well."
Let's do it.
They're like, "I'll make it funny." Yeah, let's go.
I was thinking of Dave Chappelle, but Dave Chappelle's role in that movie with Lady Gaga and the other guy, Brad something.
Pitt,
No,
Bradley
Cooper.
Cooper.
What was that movie?
I don't remember.
The Deep End song that was everywhere after they dropped it. You ever watched the movie?
I don't know
It's a
what
great
you're talking
movie. What's the movie called? Star is Born. A Star is Born.
I don't think I've
Oh,
seen
I
it.
didn't watch that.
You should
No,
watch
I
it.
didn't.
That's really good. But Dave Chappelle's in that movie, and he has a really cool part. Just a small scene. Well, I think a couple scenes, but that movie's really good. Y'all should watch that
I
for
will.
real. That was like an overhyped movie that was actually worth it.
If you could get
Worth the hype. Huh?
Worth
if
the
you
hype,
could get
for sure.
anybody to do like let's say like we had the
Seth Rogen.
biggest show of our lives, right?
Okay.
We are each getting like an individual walk on. Who are you getting to do the narration? Anybody. Like we had the biggest show of our lives, we sold out. Like we sold out every stadium ever. Every stadium ever is casting our show in their stadium.
For the championship.
Like that's how big this is.
Vince McMahon.
No. The guy, the UFC guy.
Who are you getting a narration? Because I think might go with Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's dope.
Dave
When he introduced
Dave Chappelle would
Kendrick
be
at the
on my
Grammys,
list.
I think.
That's what I'm saying. Dave
That was
Chappelle
dope.
would be on my list.
I don't know.
No, I'd pick Cat Williams for sure.
Eddie didn't know who Cat Williams was.
I love Cat
I
Williams.
He was he was in Norbit?
Yeah, he's in Orbit.
Him and
Eddie Griffin.
Murphy.
yeah.
Eddie
Murphy.
Well, Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy,
yeah.
But Cat Williams and Eddie Griffin are
Like the pimps.
the pimps. Yeah. Those two and Dave Chappelle are my 3 favorite comedians.
Yeah.
So that movie's lit when I watch it.
Yeah.
2 of them right there. I love them.
This
We saw him live in Vegas.
Yeah,
Eddie Griffin.
that was lit.
That's like one I need to see all 3 of them live.
That is one thing I can
at some point
say.
in time.
He was the only he was the one that. But when we have gone to Vegas, we have seen some like funny comedy. We have laughed when we've been there.
There was this one guy, and I don't even know.
It was at like the store. It was
I'm-
at the.
I think I could pull up a picture. Like I think I could find. If I saw what he looked like, I'd be able to point him out. But he was like just so funny. Like he had us dying for like, to the point where you're laughing so hard that you realize that you're in this just state of laughter, and he's just not missing. Like everything he says is hilarious, and it was just so funny for like 15 solid minutes of like laughing. Like you pause for a second to go back in, and then he made one joke, and then like it just killed it, and it was over, and he couldn't get it back after that. And then he like it was like 5 minutes later, he's like, all right, peace. But he did. It was amazing. So funny.
I think somebody that's also on my list, and this one's, well, I don't know if it'd be too popular opinion, but Dan Harmon,
I don't know who that is.
Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To introduce you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I let him do it.
If
I
if
feel
you
like-
could get an animated thing in the background.
That's what. Well, even then, I think Dan Harmon, like, he's a very creative individual, and I could see him like finding a way to tastefully like have a conversation with himself about me, and that's what I'd want him to do. If he was like, if I ended up going with him, and he was like, all right, well, how do you want me to handle this? To be like, just talk to yourself about me, and that's what I want my intro to be. Because I feel like he would do it justice.
That's funny.
So Dave Chappelle and Dan Harmon.
You know, it would be
I don't know.
interesting.
Two different sides.
I bet Cat Williams. Yeah.
I don't know if I would actually want this, but I feel like Jeff Dunham would be interesting.
Jeff Dunham would be interesting.
Everybody's picking comedians.
Well, just because I feel like if he had like Peanut and then like Jose the jalapeno on a stick, and he just introduced you with Peanut and Jose, I feel like that'd be a cool introduction.
If I chose Jeff Dunham and Ahmed was not doing my introduction,
Oh yeah.
I kill you.
Yeah, Peanut's my favorite.
I respect that. Peanut's amazing.
I just remember watching that on YouTube as a kid. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Dunham.com.
He's definitely like bigger in that time
Yeah.
because I don't really know too much about him now.
But to be fair,
Back
like
then.
He still does specials.
ventriloquism was super niche for a very long time, and then he was funny without the dolls.
Yeah.
And he
I don't know. I
he
never really
brought
researched
that
him.
aspect of stand-up comedy to ventriloquism, in my personal
That's dope.
opinion.
Shout out
That
to
is-
Yeah, I agree.
Because there wasn't really there wasn't a ventriloquist who you considered a stand-up comic before Jeff Dunham. Because people would go to a Jeff Dunham show without just to try it.
And nowadays they're
And that
everywhere.
wasn't it. Like, you went to ventriloquism acts for the ventriloquism, and that was it. But Jeff Dunham was just
A little
naturally
sock
funny.
puppet
when he
show
was
going on, you know.
Yeah. Like, you went for the art of puppet mastery, and with
It'd actually be
with
probably
comedy
pretty cool to watch.
stemmed in. He
Yeah.
mastered puppet mastery while maintaining comedy
That's
for a
dope.
full sitcom routine. I actually watched like his I guess you could call it a documentary, and that's what made me really like put that in
You think he
perspective.
looks at the puppets at night and they're like fucking talking to him? Like he's actually just because I feel like if I did that, I'd be insane.
a little bit.
I'd be
That's
really
what I was-
insane. Like
I
I'd be talking
definitely-
to the puppets like full blown conversation. Someone walks in, you're just like,
the fuck up.
I definitely think,
Give me something.
I
Don't
definitely
say
think
that to me again.
they're always in his head. Like
They
like
have
they're
to be.
always like quirking him. In the same way that like you do something stupid and you and you think like out loud to yourself like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. He probably does it in one of those voices. Like anytime he has those, just like his.
He probably goes off into dialogues.
His mind's voice is their voices. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you really think about it, the characters probably break down different aspects of his
Oh yeah,
personality.
1,000%.
So he's really
That's
just
the
got
reason
issues.
Walter's always
Is that what
making
you're
jokes about being married.
Who does what?
Walter. making
Walter's
jokes
like
about,
the old man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
The
don't
old
know.
dude that always ragging on his wife. Do you say tango?
What's the like the hillbilly? You know the hillbilly character? What's his name? Do you remember?
I know exactly. Bubba.
Bubba. Yeah,
Bubba J.
Bubba J.
Left turn.
Making another left turn. Yeah, that kid.
My cousin.
Boo. Sorry, I just don't connect to any of this. I don't really know it.
You gotta watch more Jeff.
Gotta watch some Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of Andrew Scholes?
Yeah.
I
He's
don't
easily
really know if I
top
like
5.
Andrew Scholes.
We already hashed this out.
I was
You
watching
didn't know
him
who
actually.
Cat Williams was. I don't trust anything you say about
Well,
Cat
okay, to be fair, Cat
Yeah.
Williams is older.
Doesn't matter.
That guy's newer.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
easier to follow
But,
the newer
like,
guys.
his quote on Cat Williams when we brought it up, because I was giving him the validation of like, all right, you don't really know Cat Williams, so I'm not gonna be mad at you for not knowing Cat Williams. But with me having informed him that you are missing out on a huge steeple of the comedy scene.
No, he's actually one of the best, if not the best.
He then boldly states, as if it is a fact, that Dave Chappelle could take Cat Williams. When Dave Chappelle has blatantly talked about Cat Williams being one of his idols.
I never said that Dave Chappelle could take Cat Williams. You're BSing
I don't think
now.
that's unfair. I think
I said that I personally think Dave Chappelle is the best.
he is definitely. I don't know. That's yeah.
And no,
It's
you're
tough.
right. I haven't seen enough of Cat Williams to
Then,
really
yep.
make a fair judgment.
I
And
don't
you're
know.
right
You
about
have to
that.
watch every special to really give a good.
The thing
to give a
about
fair estimate.
the thing
Yeah,
about
fair
Cat Williams
opinion.
that is cool, and Dave, they both share this quality, which to me it's artistry, and in reality you cannot compare artistry. Artists do what they're supposed to do on this planet. You're working in the light of the universe or light of God, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. As an artist, you're creating, you're capturing the essence of life. So you can't really compare this guy to
They're on
this
the
guy
same team.
because they're on the same team and they're both playing their parts. Like who you're gonna say the better player on a football team is, the quarterback or the wide receiver? When the quarterback threw the pass to the wide receiver and they scored a touchdown, like you can't say this guy's better than that. They don't do the same thing, but they're on the same team fighting for the
Obviously,
same goal.
quarterback.
Whatever you want. That's who everyone loves.
Unless it's a shitty pass, and then you gotta.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
But if it was a
quarterback.
great pass,
But what they're
great
gonna
route.
say is gonna be. I remember I was watching the Michigan championship game, and the running back scored a touchdown, and then after this, they're like J.J. McCarthy, blah, blah, blah. Like the running back just ran 60 yards, and they're like J.J. McCarthy leading them down the field. I'm like, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He threw 2 passes. The dude ran the whole time.
But point
But
being,
they'll jack up the quarterback before.
Yeah, of course.
They'll do that.
Quarterback
But
sells
as
the
a
most.
honest, well, you can't compare.
It's the quarterback.
You know.
yeah.
every time.
Okay, well that was a bad metaphor
What?
because the point was that they're
It's the quarterback every time.
sell the most tickets.
The snap is the most important part of offense.
Okay, guys, we're getting away from
If
it.
we're
The
being
point
honest,
is,
it's the center.
the point is,
However,
in comedy,
as a result of it being the center, it's the quarterback. Continue.
same thing in music. There is the people who actually drive the thing forward, the people who actually talk about real life, the people who don't just bullshit. Because you can be entertaining in any genre. There's entertainers in every genre. You can be an artist and you can be entertaining. Entertainment is like this thing right here, but entertainment doesn't require truth. To be funny and talk about real things, like real life and real emotions that unearths things within people as they experience the art, but you can process that for comedy specifically in a comical way, in a way that you're laughing, but you're unearthing emotions and things within yourself that are reflections of the reality that you live in, the things that you've experienced or what you're going through, but be able to process those things in a healthy manner and laugh about them, or if you're playing music, sing to them or whatever it is. That's great artistry. And you take people like Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle, and those are people who actually, they hold that standard of the real deal. They're real comedians. Those guys, other guys are entertainers. They're not artists. It's a difference. I say it all the time, but it's a difference, you know? And that's the thing. They hold that standard. Like without them, and there's more people, right? But Dave Chappelle made it, and he made the joke, and I was like, in that special he did, the COVID special, where he had like the audience and they were all sitting at tables kind of far apart, where he's like, after me, it's just, and he did like this thing. People who are just shucking and jiving for the camera. So it's like, it's really a difference, and people don't know that anymore. And it's the same thing in music. People don't know the difference. If I lined up 10 people and I was like, who's the artist, who's the entertainer, they're going to be like, oh, this person experimented with this sound over here, and that made them the artist. But they didn't do anything. Like, I can just go and like, oh, I'm going to take a sound from all over the world and just put it together and just it be this thing, and press play, and everyone's like, oh, they don't understand it, and it becomes genius just because you don't get it. Is that really genius?
I used to think that in English all the time.
What?
English class, like, you just dissect all these different... What really made me think it one day was that there was one day I got super excited about a poem we had to dissect, and it was our homework. And like, I started going, and I just saw it. Like, I saw the English in the poem. I saw the class in the poem. So I shot my teacher an email, and it was like...
Shooting emails at her.
It was a long freaking email. It was probably, to this date, still the longest email I've ever written in my life.
Wow, that's
and
pretty
I was
sad. I'm just kidding.
But like, I was just so excited about it, and I understood it. And it was at the time period when we were reading Ethan Frome, and Ethan Frome was one of like 3 books that I actually enjoyed reading in class. Like, there weren't too many books that, and in a nutshell, that entire book is about this regular ass country dude whose wife is like just a piece of shit. Demands he get her a nanny. The nanny comes in and starts like hooking this man up with pickles and donuts. Wink, wink. And then, as the wife is telling him, oh, she's too attractive, the nanny gets brain damaged, and now they're stuck. That's that entire book. Pretty much.
Okay. Well,
there's somebody to debate. But it was at the time period where we were reading that, and I want to say it was a Robert Frost? Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why does that not sound right to me?
Robert Englund?
No, Frost.
Jack Frost.
Anyway, it was one of his poems.
Frosty the Snow.
Oh yeah. That sounds right. Robert Frost.
And I just understood it, and I related, and like, I got it, and I broke it down, and as I was breaking it down, I saw more lines, and I was breaking it down even further, and like, I just felt like I understood absolutely everything he was feeling when he was writing the poem. So the next day, we walk in, and she was like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't respond to your email. I was like, it's fine, I just had a moment, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, cool, you're going to teach class today. I was like, oh, ha. I think she was going to call on me. Class starts, and she's like, she sits down at a desk and, like, makes me stand up. And I taught class that day. And throughout that, the number one thing I learned from that was that everything I had said while standing up there was as bullshit as it was real. Everything I said. Because I hit the nail on the head. It was exactly what she was going to teach for the day. And, like, she literally took over the last, like, 10 minutes just to make it match Common Core. Make what I had said about everything match Common Core. But I realized it was all bullshit. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're teaching me this thing, and I just related and connected enough to understand it on my own accord, then we should all be learning things that we relate and connect to enough to understand it on your own accord. If that makes sense the way I'm trying to convey it.
Not a general teaching, but a teaching that caters to the individual.
Nobody else cared. Even as I was teaching, a fellow peer who wasn't unpopular, who's on the football team. I think I literally had a football game that day, so I'm dressed up in my, like, nice, we have to wear nice clothes to school because it's football game day. Like, up there giving the present, and I still was watching the same people I know fall asleep every day fall asleep. I was watching the same people I know on their phones every day on their phones. And I was just like, all right, the same people that would have listened to my teacher had my teacher taught were listening to me. So it did not matter. The presentation didn't matter. The curriculum didn't matter.
Nothing matters.
At the end of the day,
It just doesn't matter.
at the end of the day, if you don't care, it doesn't matter.
Facts.
And ironically enough, that was pretty much the thesis of the poem. How, like, the value of whatever he was comparing or whatever he was using, the metaphor he was using, was zero unless you had the money to make it worth value. And, no, yeah.
The money?
The value.
Whatever the money was in the poem.
If you give it value.
Yeah.
True. People don't care unless they care.
Yeah.
But that's what keeps something alive,
But,
I think.
and I had something that transitioned it and whatever I said before.
Well, I think that's a good point because you take, like, just going into what we were saying, those guys, like, I think one of the reasons Dave Chappelle is so good is because, from my opinion, is what he does
Mhm.
and how he does it. But if you if you take all the comedians, not all of them are gonna care about that. Like, some people are just like, I just want to make you laugh. Like, I don't care how I do it, right? And you can't really hate on it. It's like, that's what it is. But everyone has what they care about. As to me, I consider myself an artist, and my standard is that it has to mean something bigger than
Making you bob your head.
yeah, exactly. It's got to mean something. And if it means something to you, and it really does, then I gotta respect it. And it's how high do you take it? And but it's keep it alive, because not everyone cares.
Mhm.
But then it's your job to keep it alive. As long as you do it, it stays alive. And somebody else will sit and dissect your poem.
It's like, this is a little bit of a stretch, but like Coco. It's like, remember the Day of the Dead, if you remember the people, and they keep coming back for like the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
But the second you forget them,
They don't exist
their
anymore.
name's dead. They
Yeah.
don't exist anymore.
Yep. And that's, to me, that's how love is in the world. The moment we forget, it doesn't exist.
I feel like it's all of the most powerful things.
What do you mean?
Because, like, it's the same thing with, like, not to sound cliche, but the whole thing about silence. Like,
So silence?
yeah, silence has a lot of power, but silence in and of itself is not, like, it shouldn't be powerful. It's usually the ones that are talking the loudest that hold the most power. But there are several instances in which silence has power. You see some shit you weren't supposed to see. Silence now has power. It now has value. And so, like, and some of the most, like, it's the whole thing of, like, you don't have racism if everybody shuts the fuck up and stops talking about racism.
For one generation.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
If I don't have to check off what race I am in everything I fill out, and you guys have to too.
Well, okay, fair on a surface level, but then you also have, like, society has to even itself out as well.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a number. You have a number. He has a number. He has a number. We all have a number that tells whoever needs to find us exactly which one we are amongst everybody in America. It is called your social security.
Yeah, mine is...
We are given a number at birth. The entire point of that number is for economic points. So why not use it for our economic points as well? I shouldn't have to ever fill out a form because everything about me is already filled out.
Facts.
That's my birth certificate.
True.
So I should have to do nothing. If I want to apply for a job, I should be able to drop my social security number in a box.
And they look
And
you up.
you sit there and you pick the candidate you need.
That's a scary thought, but it is true. Because
We're
technically,
already
that's
fucking
closer
here.
to...
Like,
Yeah.
we're already here. Why are we not?
You know,
using it
my
in our
first
own
job I ever got, I actually walked in, filled out an application, and then handed it in. And then
Mm-hmm.
the guy was like, come back when the manager's here. I was like, cool. I came back when the manager was there. And then he was like, he gave me an interview on the spot, and I got hired on the spot.
Yep.
And it wasn't no go apply online. I hate that when you walk in a place and like, go apply online. It's like, I'm here now. Like,
Yeah.
I hate
the
that
fuck?
too.
Like, what do you mean go apply online? I'm going to go apply online, so I'm just a name? You
Yep.
see me right here. Make your decision.
Yeah.
You want me or not?
Facts.
Yes.
Take me for what
Cool.
I am.
Yeah, come as you are. Weird world, man. But yeah, I think it's important. So I think everybody's favorites is gonna be based on what they find important.
Yeah.
I don't think
And you can
you might have, but I don't think you answered my question. I know you didn't answer my question. Who are you choosing to narrate your walk.
Oh, I didn't answer, and I'm not gonna answer it at the moment because I don't really have someone, and I don't want to say it. And some of the names I might have said have already been said, so I'm not just gonna be like, yeah, I'll do that too. So I don't have one that I would just.
No, yeah, I could respect that.
I really thought about it super deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I really thought about it like if I was actually there, like why would this person be announcing me? Like, what's the purpose of it? Is it something where a comedian is better? Is it someone like a Morgan Freeman narrator is better? So I was like, what's the scene?
It depends on what you want. The scene is what you want.
Popped in my mind too.
I picked Cat Williams for the same reasons I listed above, is because I feel like he's an artist who cares about the art and he tells the truth.
That's true.
The petty in me would want it to be Drake.
And so
just like 5 minutes of Drake, just like gassing me up. Like this is your number one motherfucker. Yeah.
Nah. Yeah.
So like I said,
this guy's only second to me.
No.
Like,
your script is he puts me in the dirt. Like that is your script, and that would be the only reason I'd let Drake do it. Because like
that would not be my answer.
Drake's talking voice,
and I'll leave it at that.
It for me, personally.
Carter say.
Yeah.
Carter introduces you.
Nah.
Why? It just goes. He grabs the mic, goes. Wyan, and then Ryan comes out.
He's like, Brian, where are you?
Wyan. Instant John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He goes, Wyan, where are you?
I feel like there's one other person I choose. Eddie, who you going with? Do you have an answer?
I don't think I would actually do Jeff Duggan.
I want to. One movie I'm gonna watch,
Yeah,
rewatch is I was thinking about earlier is 8
them
Mile. I'm
finish
gonna
real
rewatch
quick.
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
It's been a while since I've watched 8 Mile.
I could rap that whole last battle.
Watch it on.
I was rapping it at work earlier, and I was like, I want to rewatch this.
I know something about you.
That's a private school.
Watch it on a treadmill.
What's the matter, dog? You embarrassed?
What'd you say?
Watch it on a treadmill.
You watched it?
All right,
on
wait.
the
What's
treadmill?
Eddie's one before we get too far? I'm trying to move past this.
That's the whole
the
MGK
beef.
yeah.
Uh,
I don't know if I would actually pick Jeff Dunham. I just thought it'd be interesting.
yeah, the MGK diss is. I didn't even think he. Yeah, it feels like he dissed someone else way worse throughout the whole thing. He's like, hey, MGK, but meanwhile, let me just. Like I said.
I don't know the kill shot.
Yeah.
He shredded that man to pieces.
Yeah, but go listen to it for real, and then think about it.
I did.
But think about it.
I dissected that song. I dissected their whole beef.
I'm not saying that he didn't go.
Why? I don't understand why they. I mean, I know that.
I'm just saying that he might have used the MGK diss to do something else.
Well, but the whole thing was it wasn't really an MGK diss. He was dissing everybody else. He was dissing the names he started dissing to begin with, and he just threw MGK in as an example.
I don't know.
MGK got pussy.
It feels like a lot of stuff, like 10 years,
changed
like, stuff that was like hush hush 10 years ago feels like it's slowly getting seeped in to the conversation. Like,
about what?
Just different things. Aliens. 10 years ago, if you throw out aliens, someone's looking at you different than now. It's almost like, oh, it's part of the conversation. Why? And then the Epstein Island, the pedophilia ring of shit going on. What is that? 5 years ago, they didn't want you talking about that. Now it's like slowly seeping in, where it's like these things are becoming more like as if like we've been talking about them all along, when it's not the case. Because 10 years ago, you've been absolutely whatever. So then if you go look back at who was talking about these, now it's not the same now, because now it's like common thing to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Like, let me hop on this thing or blah blah blah. But beforehand, if you talked about it, it was like, yo, what do you talk? Yo, shh, don't talk about that. We're gonna get in trouble. Like,
yeah, we gotta go into this room.
But now it's like these different topics seem to have like come into more of like common in the third dimensional plane.
I feel like it's also that you allow an oversaturation of it, and then you allow it, because if no one can have an opinion, the only thing that circulates is truth. If everyone has an opinion, there's just so much going on that's hard to discern what the truth is. It's like one whisper in a room everyone hears. If you're around it, 1,000 whispers in a room nobody hears. So you let everybody talk about it, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
true.
Because I used to talk about, like, when I was like late high school, and I would, whatever was going on, like I would talk about even just stuff like crystals and chakras and stuff, and people would literally call me crazy in my face.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're crazy. Like, meditate. And then those same people later, they got some inspirational ass shit to say in their Instagrams.
Yeah.
But I was crazy back then.
Jason proved to his whole class why the JFK assassination wasn't legit.
Oh yeah, the teacher was so pissed.
Yeah.
In my English class, I literally just did a report on how it was impossible. Like it was like, okay, the report was supposed to be you pick a famous person and you do a report on their life. I chose JFK, but I just made my whole report about how Lee Harvey Oswald couldn't have killed him. Like it's impossible, and I actually proved that it was literally impossible for him to have killed him by himself. Because technically I can't prove that he didn't do it, but I can prove that he. And I still have the reports upstairs. I proved it when I was 16 years old. That he didn't do it. Couldn't have. My teacher was not. I got a B on that, which I thought was generous.
Yeah.
She was pissed the whole time I was presenting it.
Yeah, she did
was
not want you talking about that.
But she was also like a mob person.
Yeah.
Like her family is like, I'm not gonna say the name, but it's like a big mob in. Was it New York? Was it New York or Chicago?
Probably both. I think New York though.
I can't remember. But her family's like mob. Like they had a huge mansion there. Someone that I knew someone who like babysitted their house and threw a massive party there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. It was funny.
I think for my introduction, I'd probably go with, and I can't remember his name right now, but the writer of BoJack Horseman.
What is his name?
I would have. I don't remember who.
I don't remember his name either.
A Ryan Seacrest type.
Right.
I would have. I'd have to be a comedian, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he kind of is a comedian. He's a little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying overall. Not debating that. I don't really know that guy that much.
That is true. That's probably the.
If Bill Nye wasn't a Fed, I'd let him.
Bill Nye.
You think Bill Nye's a Fed?
I definitely think Bill Nye's a Fed.
Bill.
Bill's going dummy, though.
Bree sold me on Bill Nye being a Fed.
Depends if he got caught in a scandal. If he got caught in a scandal and they just got him, then yeah, I could believe it. I'd say he didn't know he started, unless he just was a CIA agent.
I feel like Mr. Rogers was the only one of them that, like, because he had already been the government's pawn for so long. That, like,
Mr. Rogers is like the guy who's like your friendly neighbor or
It's
whatever.
a beautiful
Day
day
in the
in the
neighborhood. It's a
neighborhood.
beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be
Nope.
my neighbor?
No, he's probably a pedo. Like his whole show is inviting kids over to
Well,
his house.
Mr. Rogers is not a pedo.
Mr.
bro.
Rogers.
No, he's not.
Mr.
He's not on the
Rogers.
list.
Mr. Rogers was an.
It is kind of funny to see when people get called out for being on the list and they try to be when they they have to defend. Yeah, what's up?
Brian, where are you?
What?
What are you saying?
Go hang out, mama. Why? Because we're recording right now, buddy.
Aww. Love you.
I remember what I was saying.
Mr. Rogers caught
Whenever
bodies,
somebody's
bro.
on a list.
Oh yeah, whenever you
you
see someone on social media get called out for being on the list and they have to respond to it, it's hilarious.
What's the list?
Like the
Epstein
Epstein
list.
list. They'd be like, this person's on the list, and they'd be like, some people really be like, no, or whatever, and some people are like just like tripping up, like so funny. Aaron Rodgers called out Jimmy Kimmel for it. So then Jimmy Kimmel will respond. It's hilarious. It's just funny watching people spaz it, like freak out over that. Or it's like, even if you were mentioned and the people who truly like, and everyone's like, no, he wasn't, and they're like, was he? Then it's like, you have the convincing of the.
It's
people.
actually kind of wrong because.
Witch hunt.
But it could, but you
yeah,
could,
for sure.
it could be used in a.
Because you can't undo it. If
Yeah.
everyone's looking at you like, oh, you're one of them.
At one point, it would be
It's
like, it was
like,
like
how do
being
you-
gay. Like if someone classified you being gay, it was like detrimental to, even if you were or weren't. Like you couldn't like say it. Nowadays, it's like they don't care if you're gay. They just want to know if you're like,
Yeah, and then
are
when-
you changing your gender or not?
When
And
it
if you're
was-
not, get off the teams.
when it was MW2, it was if you're British or not. Like as long as you weren't British, you could survive the lobby. If you got called British, like if you walked in the lobby, you're like, hello, mate. Everyone was like, fuck you. It's hilarious.
Such a savage time.
Yeah. People. Yeah. All right, let's random topic generate.
So I have a question for the Canadians in the room.
You're racist.
What's your
Can't believe you
opinion?
brought this up. Say.
What's your opinion on
I was
Green
born
Day?
in Michigan. Green Day?
I used to listen to
Are
Green
they
Day.
Canadian?
Yeah, they're Canadian.
See, you're the real Canadian. Fuck, I don't know shit about that.
But they're Canadian, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're Canadian. Eh?
I like
They have
Green
the-
Day.
They have the
That's
American
right.
Idiot album, right?
Yeah, I
don't
used-
think-
I
Making
used to
fun
play
of
them.
Canadians.
I like Green Day. I
Yeah,
like Green
they
Day.
died in the Simpsons movie.
They did die in the Simpsons movie.
Guys, your leg is so toxic. Oh, shut up and play.
Fun fact about Canada, not fun at all, but the life expectancy of Canada has dropped 2.5 years.
Why? All that weed
the
they're
question.
smoking.
I don't think it's that.
No.
It's probably the booster after booster after booster
Ooh,
after
yeah,
booster
because
after
they've been hit
booster.
hard. I got some people up there that I talked to, and well, I had a conversation with somebody that it just ended up in us just being like, this phone call's over now. Because they were so convinced one way, and I was like, yeah.
Recently or in that back?
Nah,
in
it was
time?
in that era.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was weird.
I remember that.
Yeah. We're cool now.
But it was, yeah. So that's probably what, but so it's definitely, I don't know, man. I don't have my phone, so
For what?
you said let's random topic.
Oh, yeah, if you guys want to do that.
I'm down to do
Well,
it.
why'd you ask about the Green Day? Do you not like Green
Because
Day?
I was thinking about earlier, right, about like the music I used to listen to, and I was like, I don't know, like 10 or younger, and I was thinking like most of it was like just music that my parents had shown me, or
listen
my
to
brothers had shown me.
Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte.
Yeah, Good Charlotte.
All
Eminem.
American Rejects.
Yeah, Eminem.
Eminem was early.
Eminem was early. Mac Miller was pretty early for me also.
That was later for me, but I found him early. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West, early Kanye West was in there.
And I'm Kanye
Yeah.
West.
I remember when Yeezus came out.
Yeah.
People were just like, yo. People were actually mad at the album.
Yeah.
And like turning on Kanye. That's when the turn on Kanye started.
Jesus.
But I liked it. I was like, I like it.
I used to listen to like a lot of like alternative rock
I
when I was
know
like
You're
8.
tired of loving with nobody to love. Nobody. So just grab somebody. No leaving this party with nobody to love.
Dude, that was iconic at that time. You know, but
These,
You're
I feel like
saying
AI,
Charlotte-
AI.
I used to listen to like Shine Down. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
I
You've
don't
heard of
know.
them?
Yeah, I don't really know any song. I'm sure if you played a song, I could know.
But
some,
to bring you back to that time, if my dad was in the car, we were listening to rock and roll, and if my mom was in the car, we were listening to country or whatever the pop station was.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it was like my dad would like listening to like I can't drive 55.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. You know,
Look
so
at my
that's
own
me running with my dad. My
city.
mom, where it's just like whatever pop and country, whatever the radio, it's the same songs now, it's just different.
Got you.
You know, so that's what they were listening to, and then eventually once we got iPods and stuff, then it was
You
like
could pick our own.
you could have a music card.
First
you're
album I
free.
ever bought was Recovery.
Recovery.
Yeah, first album
That
I ever
was
purchased.
crazy.
That I had. It was my money. Like, I mean, it was a
Like
gift.
CD,
It
right?
was no
On
iTunes
iTunes.
gift
On
card.
iTunes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was and it was like I have this iTunes gift card. What am I? I had $15. You can only buy. I could either buy like the singles were 99 cents at the time, but the album was $10. But there was like 12 songs or 13 songs, whatever it was on the album. So if you buy the album, it was $10. You get a couple extra songs for the money, or you go buy 15 singles. So I ended up buying Recovery, and then like the 5 most popular songs that he had, which was like Without Me, Till I Collapse, Superman, Mockingbird, and then one other one I can't remember.
Lose yourself. Potentially.
But yeah, Lose Yourself. Yeah, probably. Yeah. And that was like the first things that I ever was like, I'm gonna spend my money on this thing.
We did before that have CD players with the headphones.
Facts.
So we had, I don't remember exactly what CDs we played, you know, but then once we got the iPod, that's when you really got to choose what music.
You
'Cause it was
never
all
had
out
an MP3 player?
We had,
This is cool.
no, we didn't have MP3, but we had literally a CD player that was a circle, and you connected headphones to it, and you could have one disc in it. You
I used to have that
we
also.
had that,
Yeah.
and then the next musical device we had that wasn't like a radio or whatever in the car or whatever was, or like the DVD player was
iPod Nano.
iPod
Facts.
Nano. Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's basically an MP3 player.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It is an MP3 player. But
Okay. A portal to another dimension opens up. It says world, but I like dimension better. Opens up in front of you. You don't know how long it will stay open, or if if you'll be able to get back after you go through it, what do you do?
Calvin said earlier that if anyone was out of all four of us were to get abducted by aliens and make it back, he said I would be the one to make it back.
You make it back?
Like out of all of us to only be abducted by ourselves.
Oh yeah, I already made it back, so I'm good.
Episode 1, South Park.
Yes.
My ass feels weird, guys.
That's why.
Would you jump in?
Me? No.
What color is the portal?
No, I would do it. Fuck it.
What color is the portal?
You would just jump in, leave
It's
your
the-
wife and kid behind.
Whatever color of your butthole is, that's what it is.
Then definitely not.
I would do it.
Mine's clean.
I've already done it.
I already licked mine earlier. Cleaned it right up. You
That's how I
leave
got
your
here.
wife and kid behind.
That's how I got here.
No child support. It makes it way easier.
I don't pay child support. I provide.
For myself.
For
And
myself.
anyone who's lucky enough to be around me at the moment.
Exactly. No.
I don't know if I'll jump in.
I'll do it, dude. Fuck it. I'm getting through. I would literally make it back in time for dinner.
But what if you jumped in and instantly closed? Then what?
You'd see me. I'd open up and be like, yo, guys. This is lit.
Tear it back
So
up.
like, what if it?
No, I don't know.
What if
I
it,
don't
like
know.
you jump in and it takes you back like 1 billion years in time?
I would push you in it.
But you're already in it. It's in a
I'd say,
close.
Eddie, find a way to contact us.
Here, I'll push Eddie for you and tell him to go get you.
No.
It already closed.
Oh.
Jason went in. It's closed.
It's
There's
closed,
no
but
pushing me in.
you don't know when it's closing. You guys aren't curious?
Jason spends his entire
I'm definitely not going in it.
spends his entire existence to reopen the portal just to swap places with Eddie.
You know, actually, have you guys seen the show The Dark or Dark? I know
No.
you have.
Yeah.
You guys have Netflix?
You should definitely.
Yeah, let me
watch
get the password.
You already have my Netflix. It's on the TV over there.
Oh, we do. I need it up there because I don't watch over there. I need your Netflix. Give me that.
All right. So
Yeah, no. There's a show
email
called.
is
Eddie turns out.
Jason sucks these nuts at AOL.com.
First of all, why are you using AOL? Second of all,
Password is
your at is more questionable than what's before the at.
Hey man, let me get Netflix.
password is
Eddie goes home. You've been logged out. Seriously logged out.
I'm gonna set my house as the home device. Locked up all you out. Sorry. All right.
I don't think I'm jumping in
But
the portal,
there's a
bro.
show-
Realistically, you're not going to jump in the portal, bro.
But there's a
If
show
the
called.
portal open up right here. Now all four of us are here. That would be a different story. And Bree, and we have everyone. We could, as a squad, jump in the portal.
as a squad. I'd be more willing.
But solo, if you're on your way to work and the portal opens up, you're just going to be like, I don't know if I'm...
Okay. We're missing a very important factor.
Can you
here.
get back?
If it's a random portal, no, it's not. Can you get back? It's if there's a random portal for no reason, then no. Like you're not, you're not gonna be like, oh, I have no reason to go to this portal. Let me just fucking jump in.
But like
Yeah.
that's the situation you're
But
describing right now.
would. Someone would.
But this is the hard
Yeah.
but
2019,
cheeks.
Calvin.
All right, if
Yeah, different stage of life.
you felt so strongly compelled, like that you were being divinely guided to this portal, then I would do it.
Yeah.
Because I would know
You
I
have to
could
trust
not
your
deny that
instincts.
call.
You have to feel out the portal.
Yeah.
Is it a butthole portal or is it somewhere better?
Did
Don't
someone
sleep
lick
on
it
a
clean
butthole.
already? Or
Don't sleep on the butthole portal.
No ramen.
the real question is, do you eat ass?
The question is, are you going to the portal? It's the same answer.
So if you go in the portal,
If you don't
it's
go in the
yes.
portal, then
Definitely try.
you're not a
to,
risk
like,
taker.
I would at least.
If you're willing to go in the portal, then we know you like to take risks.
I would at least attempt to stick something into it.
You're one of those guys.
You're licking that portal.
You're one of
dog.
those guys.
You're gonna
Nah,
stick
but
it in there, huh?
Probably a camera. I try to put a camera in.
Oh, you
Like,
like
I want to
to
see
record
it, but I'm
You have
not.
to play it back
fucking
later.
touching it. Yeah.
Post it online.
Inside scoop.
Scoop you out.
Scoop
you out.
her out.
Her thing.
Heard.
Only the inside, not the outside.
Yeah. You want to do one more random?
Yeah,
That
that's fine.
brought- yeah.
I had to skip a couple.
Yeah, that's fine.
Some
It's
of them
great.
were. I felt like it was AI trying to trigger me.
That is exactly what it is. You have to know which ones to
Gotta
land on.
navigate through.
Nope, not letting you look, because then you're gonna pick one that I want.
That one.
I'm AI. in this instance.
IA sake. Internal asshole.
Hell yeah.
Scoop it out.
This podcast is brought to you
What?
by the Inside Scoop.
A Pink
Yeah.
Sock Corporation.
Pink sock.
Alright, just pick one.
I like that idea though. Red sock company, because you change everything around you. Trademark by Ocean.
Yes, let's trademark Red Sox. Let's see.
Yeah.
No, the Red Sock is the name of the company. I already own it. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't.
We also own Pink Sock.
You also own cum socks.
I don't know.
There's one podcast we talked about your cum
Okay,
tissue.
let's just say this.
You weren't even here.
You talking about what?
Your cum tissue.
And they never got to see it either.
No, they didn't.
What was it?
It was your cum tissue.
The camera was off, so they couldn't. Eddie forgot to hit record.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Your cum
Eddie
tissue.
pulled Eddie. And they didn't get to see your cum tissue.
Eddie slept with it.
I didn't sleep with it. It
He
was.
did.
It was in the blanket that
He
you
put it
gave
in
me.
under it between him and the pillow.
Yeah, I waited for the cum.
There was definitely not a cum tissue.
It was we can't.
Because I don't even own tissues.
Yeah. If you made it this far, congratulations that you get to find out what it was. It was
It's like a dryer sheet.
dryer sheet.
I don't
It
use
was
those.
in the blanket. So when he was that other day when he slept there, he was in the blanket. The next day he was like,
I don't use dryer
I had
sheets.
found
Or
Jason's
tissues.
cum tissue.
I'm about to leave you a real one next time. Waiting for it. Just open your. Okay, can you? Yeah, I don't use dryer sheets.
Well,
I feel like a waste of
there's
money.
a dryer sheet inside of there.
Well, that I don't know who the
And
fuck that is.
The real reason why I brought it up is because it came so full circle. Because I remember thinking in my
You
head,
smelled
like, why
it?
did Jason have his cum tissues inside? Of it? I just like throw it, and then we come back the next day to the podcast, and Calvin picks it up off the table and hands it to me to wipe my camera lens. And I was like, wow, that was so full circle.
You guys are disgusting. Can you think of any technology that has made the world? I don't want to even do this one.
What about what? Yeah, what about it? You want us to come over there? Okay, how about 5 minutes? Yeah. All right, deal.
Just. Okay, what piece? Let's just do this. What piece of technology has made the world worse, and what piece of technology has made the world better?
The phone is the answer for both of those things.
Oh.
If we're being
That's
real.
that's
But that's
so
a basic
lazy.
answer.
Yeah, that was the worst.
That was the laziest answer I've heard all night.
Boo.
That's the basic
Boo,
answer.
boo, boo, boo.
Oh, technology.
I feel like
Is it the best? You said the best?
What has made the world
Oh,
better?
okay.
and what has
Worse.
made it worse?
One worse and one best.
One worse and one better. Better or
One better,
worse?
one worse. I feel like I've talked about this before. I don't know if it was on the podcast. No, though I don't think so. But Billions and Change. It's the creator of 5 Hour Energy started this project called Billions and Change. And basically what he did was like cause he only kept, I want to say it was 10% of the actual earnings, and that was enough to keep all the factories open and to make a profit. Like pay everybody and still come out with a gross net profit. I know gross net doesn't make sense. but
5 minutes.
Come out with a net profit.
5 minutes.
Go be patient.
5 minutes.
And so, what he did though is he basically like
You will.
You're gonna come back
Hired-
in like 2 seconds.
hired a whole bunch of scientists to sit there and answer the question, how do we fix the world? So they came up with like a couple of different things. Like there's this thing, I definitely feel like to talk about it because I've used this room as an example. It's about the size of this room, right? And it just goes offshore and it will pump up ocean water, give you both salt and water.
Okay.
Right? So you can't have that because then it puts water companies out of business. They came up with a bike that you pedal it for an hour and it will power a small town, a large town in like Africa for 24 hours.
That'd be so lit. You work out and you power your house.
Oh yeah,
But
dude.
you can't have that because of the electric company.
Yeah. Okay. So
They
let's,
came up, but the biggest one.
So
and this
the
was
problem
one
with
I
the
was
world is the
actually-
companies then.
Yeah.
This was what I
Or
was.
did I jump the gun?
This is what I was actually going to get to was
Sorry.
the biggest one that in my brain I was like, that makes so much sense to me, was it literally was just like, you go lay in a hospital bed pretty much, and you strap your legs into this thing, and it sits there and it pulses, it monitors your heartbeat, and on the off of your heartbeat it pulses your legs, shooting the blood from your legs back up. Because you're standing all day, gravity's pulling, there's so much blood and so many minerals in your bloodstream stuck inside of your legs. That's the reason, like, a lot of track and field athletes know this. At the end of, like, big race day, you just sit with your legs elevated and let that blood pour back into your body. But it takes so long that you get bored of sitting there, or your leg starts falling asleep because you're losing blood in your legs. But it's so good to put your legs above your heart and get that blood back into your body, because there's so much just trapped down there that you've eaten, you've consumed, you've done what you needed to do, but your body can't pump it through and pump it back up against the force of gravity. And so, like, you lay there, and it was expected to increase, it was anticipated to increase life expectancy by a minimum of 5 years for an unhealthy person.
If you did it every day?
It was like once a week was the best result. Once a month gave you 5 years.
Dude, I'm gonna get one of those things that they fucking tip you over. And what happened to it?
All of them, like, from everything I've seen, from everything, because I go back every once in a while and just kind of check up on it, and I haven't seen anything else.
They probably shut it down.
Yeah.
All right, so
Feds.
good technology, bad technology. I would say targeted algorithms, bad, and good. Solar panels.
Yeah, solar panels.
Trust that too.
Pretty cool.
Not.
I don't know.
Those aren't tip of the icebergs, but just that's one good technology that.
I like my memes.
What about the guy who invented the car?
That's a targeted algorithm. I curate my feeds on social media.
There was a guy.
Yeah,
make
but
it work
just
for
because
me.
you create your own
That's what I was
algorithm
gonna say,
doesn't
but
mean that
I do make it work for me.
you know.
There was a guy who, I think we lived in New Mexico, who made a car that ran on water.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got killed, and they stole his shit. But
And
it was 1 gallon of water could go like 30, 40, 50 miles.
And I will say this about a lot of those things.
Cool.
Like, a lot of these prototypes, like, do you guys remember the solar freaking roadway video?
Oh, dude, that thing's so
I was about to say,
good.
I pinged and a couple of people's brains that pinged. But yeah, it was like this video, and they were so hyped, and they're like, why don't we just make all of roads solar panels? You could use the LED lights on it. Papa, we're almost done. Can you be patient?
3 minutes. That was only 3 minutes.
2 minutes.
It's got to say 5.
Go be patient.
Go back.
We're almost done, and then we can play. But
Now we gotta reset back.
I got to
to
return
5.
those cars, actually. Ryan brought the other one.
made,
Well, they might buy them off you.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys want to buy them off me?
I told them that.
I bought them for 5, so anywhere close to that is cool.
But
Yeah, I sounded for 12. They sold out.
but
They're one of the first edition.
Yeah.
we made a video.
You
I remember
put a
watching
marker
it.
on 'em.
I remember watching it in school.
I'll give you $5 and 1/10 of a penny.
All right, Calvin, finish
I'll
your
let-
thought, please.
I'll let you lick the right nut because you've only had the left. But
Make the black one jealous. Fellas.
but I remember watching the video in school. But they were
I'm
like,
not selling it to you.
the whole sales pitch was like, it was these solar panels made out of completely recyclable material. And I don't even want to talk about how tired I am. But you replace the roads with it, and the whole premise was like, you could have LEDs on it, and so you could
Dude, the entire car body should be a solar panel.
right.
Facts.
And so
You
But
can change colors.
then I want to say it was in New York. They like gave a patch of the sidewalk, a patch of concrete to this project, and like did it in New York. And like there are several people taking videos, and like the second the sun's raising or setting, the glare off of that solar panel was ridiculous. And if they had replaced the road, you couldn't see shit. Like you
You just have to create another
And so-
technology. You'd have to have a deflector on the car.
And so I will say that, like, because I remember reading and looking up and, like, doing some research on the water car. And I even remember thinking to myself, you know, that feels like you're accidentally making a hydrogen bomb.
Why?
Because, like, the whole premise was It was still
Well, you
similar
pull the water
to
from the air.
Well, you pull the air from the water. It was separating the hydrogen and the oxygen using those gaseous chemicals to fire the piston, as opposed to using combustion, like a typical.
At this point, I
combustion.
feel like the world destructive weapons. We're already at the point where they can destroy the whole world, so I don't think it matters anymore.
But it's also like, think about how many people that, like, you drive drunk with a water car, accidentally crash into.
Yeah, it just splashes on a couple people.
But the whole thing I was thinking in my brain was like, all right, what if that hydrogen gets pinched off, and then you just have a high abundance of hydrogen, and you crash?
Why don't you just use solar panel car to sit
You
in
are-
the solar all day long?
Or you're a bomb at that point, is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Like, if you crash, you're.
Well, it would have been
You're taking
nice
out
if they
a
gave him a
city
chance to perfect it. Then.
Oh yeah, that's.
Like, you don't have to get the prototype.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying. And even
like if Honda was like, "We're gonna buy your design,"
even
and they just made it, Honda would be the one right
even
now.
what I was saying
If
about
any of them were allowed
billions and
to.
change, like they just get
That'd
squashed.
be it.
That any idea that can
That's
challenge big whatever, big whoever, it gets squashed so
Big
fast.
Mama.
So I'm gonna say that. Should I get the best or should I get the worst one first?
Whatever you want.
I'm gonna say the best one is definitely plumbing.
Facts.
I respect that to
Deep.
an extent.
I like that.
The only thing I'd have to say about that is through gardening, I've realized the importance of shit.
I'm not saying it's
So
not
you just
important.
direct the shit.
But everyone likes a good fleece.
Yeah. Except for
However-
Amber.
However, think about how bad
gonna be like
the
20
world
years
would
from now.
smell if
Look at
they
this
didn't
podcast.
have plumbing.
Oh yeah, that's
The world would
Like,
smell
what the
awful.
hell?
See, but like
I gotcha. You should have
It'd be
listened.
like-
to anything.
it'd be like people that live in the UK. You just get used to it and keep moving.
All right, what's the worst?
The worst is probably guns.
Guns don't kill people.
I kill people.
Eddie finishes it.
With guns, pal.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean,
Guns? Yeah, probably guns are
If-
probably.
as
Are-
long as
Well,
if
think about it like
in
this.
general, if they weren't created, then yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
But
They
you
were never
can't. You
created.
can't give one person a gun and tell.
Okay,
the
but
person
to be
can't.
fair, then you would have to just like if the reason what's the reason you pick guns because they kill people.
Well, not even just that. It's just like
Their
Yes, that's
their
the main
only utility is to kill. Well, and to defend.
to kill and defend. Yes.
So then
But you're by defending, you're killing somebody, or you're.
So then here becomes-
Like, you don't use the gun to like crack your beer open.
I do. Nah.
And like I do admit this.
All those
There's sport
sounds.
in it, don't
All
get me
those
wrong.
sounds are wrong. Every sound effect was wrong.
There's sport in it, right?
Everything.
There's a sport in
Okay,
shooting a
but
gun.
beyond that, because let's be fair, right? You go back to swords. Swords is easier, right? Because you go back to swords, a time where you needed a sword, it would make sense if there's like an animal that could kill you, like that was like more powerful than you are, and you can't outnumber.
When you got bows, though.
It doesn't matter. If a
That's
lion
right.
pulls up, even today, bro, if a lion pulls up, it's not fun. It's gonna be a battle, like, right?
Even
if
with the gun, it's gonna be a battle.
even you pulled up to the front door, like we're gonna be like, oh shit, there's a lion out here. Like, what do we do? But okay, so you have to defend yourself against nature, right? The chaos of nature. So at some point in time, you can get so good at defending yourself against the chaos of nature that thing becomes efficient enough to do the job you need it to do. But the problem is, at some point in time, another human being becomes part of the thing that you must defend yourself against the chaos of nature. Therefore, that line, it's like colors fading. It's like red fading to blue. Like you never notice that it ever changed because it was so gradual of the technology advancing because the threat is always there. A lion could come get you, a bear could come get you, whatever. But eventually something happens where it becomes another person, but you still have that tool. So eventually it comes to the point where it's like, you can say the gun is bad, but the gun is just a byproduct of that process.
I'm not saying it isn't by any means, but if you think about it, like, if it wasn't invented, then we'd probably still have wars.
You'd be fighting with swords, savagery. You'd be stabbing people to death.
We probably just have like a new form of crossbow. But,
Yeah.
Because the objective was always, even in tribal days, it was always to fire the projectile as fast as you can.
Yeah. Throw the fucking...
Do damage
Swing
by
shit.
firing a projectile.
Yeah, 'cause
There's
you can
two
fight it
wa-
from a
yeah.
distance. You don't have to do it up close. You're safer.
Even if you think about sword fighting, it's still how do I defend and attack fast enough to do damage with this sword.
Yeah.
That's just my projectile is not that long. What's projecting out of the handle of the sword isn't nearly as long as the range of a bullet or an arrow.
Yeah.
And so
like I said, it's that line. So I would
like
argue
this,
that
like Japan, right? Japan, it's illegal to have a gun. You can't own a gun in Japan as a citizen.
okay.
What the military has.
The military has guns, yeah.
So that's not.
Well, we're not getting into that.
We're not gonna get into that. Yeah, that's a whole different basket. But the crime rate in Japan, at least like murder, like, obviously it's a lot easier to say murder with a gun. It's pretty much like doesn't happen in Japan.
I think in one aspect it gives people
Right.
the false sense, just like the helmet in football.
yeah.
The helmet gives you a false sense, and you use your body differently because you have the helmet on. But the helmet is actually detrimental to you because now you're using your head versus using your shoulders or your body or that aspect.
Okay, fair. My
You know?
my whole point is that at some point in time you have. I think the line becomes drawn to the thing that no longer serves the original purpose. Like when the thing itself doesn't serve the purpose to defend yourself against the chaos of nature, then that's where you can draw the line. Like having a bomb that can blow up the whole planet, it defeats the purpose because you're part of the planet. So like that no longer serves the purpose of defending yourself against the chaos of nature, and that's
No one should have that.
So where is that? I think
I think a pistol. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, like, I would own a gun, and I'm not gonna say whether I do or not, but I would own a gun. But should we have like fully automatic guns? Probably not. Like, should we have like an MW3 you can just hold down the trigger and you can load off 100 rounds in like 5 seconds? And that's real. You know what I'm saying? Should we have that? No.
I don't know, because I would rather have the fully automatic gun against a bear than I would the pistol. Because the pistol, you got 12 rounds,
got a shotgun.
10 rounds,
Shotgun.
16 rounds.
You got a shotgun, that's a thing.
It's
you know
coming
what I'm
right
saying?
for.
That's gonna kill a bear.
The rocket
A
launcher.
shotgun's gonna kill a bear.
I don't know. Yeah, if you have the right pellets, I guess.
See, wait, I don't know. 'Cause whoa.
Whoa,
I've
that
never seen
screensaver's
that.
crazy.
They're all gonna be like, I wish I could see.
Right? Yeah,
think it's
I've
just
stared at this.
I think it
every
just
podcast.
zoomed in
I've
really
never seen
far
that.
for a second. Had to have. That was weird.
That was
Cause
super
that.
crazy.
That's what
I've
life
never
is right
seen
there. Me neither.
We were talking about the chaos, right?
The chaos
The
of the universe.
emerged.
Trying to get you into the portal. You want to come in the portal?
So I don't know. I think it's the technology at the end of the day is a manifestation of human desire. If you desire to murder, then you will fight. You'll find technology. Like you can get rid of guns, but if somebody's like, oh, I want to kill, like you're gonna do it. You're gonna find a way to do it. So
I
the
think
mentality
it's just
is
what's
what
the-
needs to change.
Why? Okay, so what is the purpose of the
Easy
technology?
access.
Why is it made?
Easy access to murder
And then-
somebody.
Are we?
Sorry.
When we say
If a technology is made, it's whether it's good or bad, it's just depending on how it's used and what the purpose is of it. But then there's some things where whoever created it for good intentions, but then it gets taken and used in maybe a negative way or whatever.
when we
at some
say
point.
technology, we are just kind of assuming it's like strictly to the scope of electronics, yeah. 'Cause
At
that's
this
all we-
But guns aren't electronic. Unless you
well,
have, like, a
because
high-tech
I
one.
would argue that like language is the most useful and like just the overall best technology.
See,
Yeah.
I would say technology and like I guess you could argue language,
It's
but I feel like it has to be
definition.
like built.
It's
It has to
definition,
be built. For
Depends on how you think about it. So
and that's what I was asking. Like, are we talking technology as in electronics? Are
I
we
would say
talking
electronics or like
technology
just
as
like
in-
you built it. Technically, you built language, but
Well, then I would
with
say
your
any-
hands.
Something tangible.
Well, if we're gonna say tools, then we can add language in there. Because it's a tool. It's all tools.
But even then, you built as a software developer. I can definitely tell you that the people that built the keyboard built the fucking keyboard. Like it took some work. It took some
Yeah.
doing. And so it's the same. Like that's.
I
my
mean,
point.
there's so many
Well,
things
then
that
you
are
also
good.
like code. Code
Yeah.
is probably technology,
Code.
right? For sure.
Yeah, it's its own language.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch. I mean,
That's why I
that's
say
why
language.
there's not a question of what is the best. It's
In and of
just what
itself.
is something that's good, and what is something that's bad. And the first thing I said was the phone. Yeah,
And-
the phone. But also, I don't think we need a compass in the phone.
And if,
Why don't you just get a fucking compass if you're gonna use it? Like, who uses it?
Well, the idea of the current day iPhone is to combine all of those gadgets into one thing.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have.
Well,
all
maybe the
of them.
idea is to. But basically, my idea was, why can't we go to the Apple Store and I build my phone?
The
And
only
want-
I think
want
the
this amount
only
of memory, I
problem.
want this. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that. I don't want this on mine. I don't want this. I don't want that.
Yeah, the only
You build
problem
it.
I think with the technology today is that you do have malevolent forces that do have ill intent towards people that use the stuff to harm or intentions to harm. If you remove them from it, like there's no big behind the curtains Wizard of Oz person,
See,
then everything is lit, bro. The world is crazy. It's like, oh, this is awesome. You take away them, we're lit. But they're there, so it
and
ruins it.
that plays perfectly because I was gonna say if like communication can be my like positive, then I would argue encryption's the worst. Like encryption's the negative, because if we had open communication across the board, everybody just knew exactly where everybody was, I feel like we'd be so much better off. But it's the secrets, the hush hush.
There's Jimmy licking butthole over there.
No, think about it this way then. Imagine you can actually see
In
like
Canada,
you pull
like.
up a map and it just shows like the dots. Everyone's moving. That's like your phone or whatever.
Mm.
And as soon as you click on it, you see who it is. When people that you don't names that you don't normally see would come in your neighborhood, you'd be like on 10, like who the hell is that? And meanwhile, it's just a UPS worker, but like. You're like, oh, there's a new name coming to the neighborhood, like super paranoid, like who's around.
But
me?
even that's why I said if nothing about it was encrypted, though, you would know exactly who that person was. You know exactly.
Oh, you can click on them and
why
look
they
at their
were
whole
there.
life.
Yeah.
Dude, people would kill
Yeah.
themselves.
No.
Mass suicide.
Why?
Because being, oh, my life sucks.
I feel
Why?
like because of shame.
Because
Yeah.
now your life.
Jimmy
does-
got caught licking butthole in Canada.
But now your life.
They really
doesn't
were on
suck.
the list.
Because now it's a matter of
Yeah, Neutron's on the list, guys. Damn
Neutron's
it.
on the
if
list.
I'm somebody that enjoys music, I can blatantly see that you enjoy making music. I enjoy consuming music. We're doing the things we enjoy. Like if it's just completely open communication, everybody could do the things
No,
they're trying to
because
do.
then okay, open means you can see their bank accounts, right?
Everything. And it
So then
makes
if you're like
everything more
door dashing to
valid.
someone's house and you see that they got millions of dollars and they tip you like a 10 piece,
But you're not. That's my point, though.
I'm
You're
getting
not-
back into that car and driving straight to
We're,
the front.
we're no longer door dashing. Why would we door dash? If I can
Well, you still
blatantly
need money,
see,
right?
if I can blatantly see that I am
I
in
can
the,
just go rob him and
If-
I'll be straight.
if
Right, we would be
My
everyone would get
neighbor-
robbed so
if
fast.
my
Just
neighbor
robbing
could
Victory
go
Crown,
look,
there we go.
if my neighbor could go look and see, oh, I'm hungry and I'm currently planning on getting in my car and going to get food, and I can go look
That's what
and
Twitter's
see
for.
that my neighbor is hungry as I'm going to get food,
You go together. That's
but
beautiful.
because
Remember
I
when you used to
can't.
tweet like that? Just went to Starbucks.
Thank you guys so much for joining. Nah,
I think I get the point.
But yeah,
You take away the malevolence, then it's all beautiful.
yeah, you couldn't have malevolence.
I'll
without
say
secrecy.
this. This will be my last thing because people say that you can't have good without evil or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna explain the difference. You can have good without evil.
No,
I'm gonna explain.
No.
I'm gonna explain the difference.
no definition.
No, I will explain the difference. You're saying no,
You
but
could
you're about to
have
watch me do it.
You could have
No,
malevolence
no,
and
no,
you can have you
no.
literally cannot have good without evil.
I'm gonna explain it
By
right now.
definition, it does not make sense.
See, I'm explaining it's gonna make sense.
No,
You
because
can.
that's by
Yeah,
explanation.
yeah.
That's not by definition.
Look, you can have good without evil, but you need bad, and there's a difference between bad and evil.
Yes.
And I'll explain. You don't need evil. I'll tell you this. You walk through a forest, right, with your friends, and nothing bad happens, right? Like a tree doesn't fall on anyone, the fox doesn't come attack us, the bear doesn't come. We have a nice day. It was a good day, right? The only reason you know it was a good day because the next day when you walk through the forest, the tree fell and hit Eddie and broke his big toe, and now he's stuck. He's hopping through the woods a little bit, and he's a little bit hurt. That was bad. Like, damn, that sucks. Like, the tree fell, bad timing, like wrong place, wrong time. Evil is when somebody cuts the tree down and pushes it on Eddie. That we don't need. It's a difference between good, bad, and evil. You do not need evil.
I'm not arguing that there's definitely a difference between the things,
You don't need evil.
but there is no bad without evil. You do need evil.
No, you don't need evil.
No.
Good and
there's
bad exist because
no,
those things are
there's
chaos of nature.
unfortunate, But that doesn't make it a bad day.
Evil is
because
intentional.
Eddie might go get a cast from the finest chick he's ever seen. That might end up being his new fiance, and now that is one
That
of
was
his
planted there
happiest-
because the dude pushed the tree down on him, and then Eddie
Yeah,
gets
really?
divorced when he has all his money and loses everything at 40.
On that note,
I'm just kidding.
We are 30 minutes past.
He's like, I feel very victimized.
Yeah.
We are 30 minutes.
I don't think you need evil,
So-
because evil is intentional.
At the very
Bad
least,
just happens, man. Bad shit happens.
At the very least, I am signing
shit.
off. I'm not
I
gonna force
also
you
have
guys
to
to
go,
do
so-
anything. But
This
Well,
was
Carter didn't come back for 17 minutes, so he did good.
no, he came back a couple times.
No, I've reset the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
this was episode 21,
2-1.
day 8 of the Gauntlet, officially completed.
Go take a
the
drink
task.
for Ocean Waves.
21.
So
If
thank
you
to everyone
are
who's
also
watching.
Now
in
plus
the-
10.
Then
That is-
21.
Much more to come.
Oh, we never introduced
yo,
ourselves.
Jason the
I
Guru, say what's
Dwin the
the
Kin.
Indigo
Signing
Ryan,
out
the
once again.
Navigator.
peace.
Peace out, y'all. Thanks for watching.
This guy right here, this guy is a zealot. Don't listen to him. He's
No.
a zealot.
Episode 21.
Yes.
Or
No.
the zealot.
Yes.
The
No.
zealot.
Yes.
The lot?
No. Yes.
Fucking British
No.
man.
Yes. No. Yes.
Whatever test you're doing,
Maybe.
I'll let the chaos of the universe decide.
Jimmy Neutron.
Fucking Jimmy Neutron.
Neutron.